Good morning, StarCraft fans. We are in the home stretch of ASL Season 16. It's the round of 4, and we've got a Terran versus Zerg today, Rush versus Soulkey. And to help us with the Zerg knowledge, we've got Eonzerg. What's going on?
What's up, Nyoken? Hello, everyone. Glad to be here, man. Glad to have a series like Rush against Zero in the Soulkey in the semifinals. I can legit say this time, you can ask for more.
That's true, man. I think this is both of fan favorites here facing off versus each other. Rush, you can argue, maybe the top Terran player, these days with Light, JYJ also up there, and then Soulkey, of course, always at least near the top of the Zerg race. I'm excited for this series, especially because Soulkey, he's a beast in terms of macro, and we've got in the first couple sets some big macro maps.
We have some good macro maps like Polypoid, and I'm pretty sure this map is always like the one that brings like the most stable gains. It's like the one that is like it's very easy to spend, but it's also like hard to attack expansions. So like eventually we always get gains like 4 or 5 expansions gains. So yeah, I'm actually expecting good macro gains from these two. Especially like Soulkey style is more like defensive and like Rush is aggression. So it's like a good mix for the matchup.
Yeah, for sure. Rush is always in your face in TVZ. Soulkey, I always remember his epic game versus Mong, maybe 2 seasons ago on Vermeer. Absolutely crazy game. We're getting a look at the runs for both of the players. It was 8-1 if I remember correctly for Rush this season, almost a 90% win rate. Meanwhile, Soulkey still sitting pretty well at 67% or so. And in the top side, we see that Rush has made it into the round of 4 and 3 times, mostly in the most recent seasons. And then it's been a while since Soulkey's been in the top 4. I'm surprised to see that he hasn't been there since season 4.
Mm, yeah, I don't think Soulkey has done so well in the ASL. Um, like he actually the championship he got it was in the KSL in the start of remaster, but yeah, I think like ASL wise like Soulkey results like he's always like if you remember it he's been like eliminated by third players very often. That's how he actually got eliminated the most in the ASL.
Yeah, I'm looking at this graphic also. If Rush was to make it to the finals, he would be the only other he would be up there with Flash in terms of Terran players that have made it into the round or into the finals 3 times. So that would be quite impressive. But we're looking for Soulkey to make it into the finals this time. I can't remember if the graphic said for the first time or not. But look at the predictions. We've got a lot of predictions saying Soulkey is going to win the series. But if you look at the actual stats, a lot of players saying 4-3.
Yeah, it's a best of 7. So you know what? Like the mental strength required to play these games uh, in a big series like this is going to be so huge. Um, because like the stamina required to play at the level these guys are playing, and they like to be so solid with the with like not making mistakes and keeping the build orders, and it's going to be like really testing.
Yeah, and we know for a fact that mental is a big deal because we saw one of the Zerg players last week just fall apart completely in their series. We also got to look at the fan predictions, and I don't think I've ever seen a closer fan prediction. It was 49.65 for Rush and 50.35 for Soulkey. So really, fans are really split here on who's going to actually take the series.
Yeah. I want Soulkey to take it. But you know I'm a third player.
Yeah. Afrika is really throwing me off with these intros, man. Like they started the intro a minute early during the countdown, then we had these introductions before the now introduction. It's very, very weird. But we've got Caster Park gonna ask a couple of questions to the players. I'm sure they're getting their thoughts on how the particular series is gonna go.
Yeah. By the way, I was thinking like Rush is also very strong with A-Racks.
Oh yeah.
Um, that is so dangerous in a TVC. And I feel like Soulkey struggle a bit against like A-Racks defense. I mean, no, what Ser doesn't struggle against that, but it's something I saw against JYJ that that's how pretty much he lose like game one on Tempest. Is I like not a solid defense, and just from that point, it was very hard to come back. So, and actually, like Rush is in my opinion a guy that tries like A-Racks way more than JYJ. So. Um, well, I'm going to be looking for that and see what Soulkey can really like bring to the table to deal with that situation.
Yeah, that is true. Like in terms of poker terms, Rush is definitely a balanced player. Like he will 8 racks you over 50% of the time or close to 50% of the time. So Soki's really going to have to be on top of his game and have some good intuition on, okay, is it likely on this map that he'll 8 racks? Because for sure, Rush will pull it out multiple times this series, I'm sure. And I've seen Rush even pull out a 6 racks sometimes, very rarely, but we could even see something crazy like that or BBS.
Yeah, and that's what this creates is that then you can gamble and go like 14cc, and then do you have already like a equal advantage in the next game. So yeah, it's going to be really interesting. But you know what? Soulkey is also a tricky player. I remember Soulkey like doing a 5 pull against Flash or opening 9 pulls as well. So he's going to need to be careful. The Soulkey is very unpredictable.
Yeah, both players very unpredictable. I always talk about how Rush is clearly a bio player. Every time you watch his stream, you can be very certain that the game is going to go into SK Terran. But I wonder, since we've seen JYJ pull out so many different builds, maybe Rush will finally have something special planned, whether it's a 1-1-1 or a mech play, because we did see JYJ attempt mech on La Campanella, even though it ended up not working.
Yeah, since it's such a long series, I see two options here for like Rush to keep the stamina, and one of them is like trying to end the game quick with some aggressive build or some a mind game, Proxy Factory, or stuff like that. And the other is like going mech and trying to play a more chill game for your hands.
Yeah, and we've got some big maps here. Like Retro's a pretty big map. I feel like you could potentially float in a factory there. I don't know about other maps, maybe Tempest also or Polypoid, but I would love to see that. I don't know how likely that is. I don't think I've ever seen Rush do that, but that could be a pretty cool style. But we were talking about how often Rush 8 racks is. If you were playing somebody that 8 racks is as much as Rush, what would be your opener, you think? Would you think you're gonna go like 12 pull or something versus that?
Yeah, this is a good question because like 12 full actually the bunker finish on time. So you need to bring drones anyway. So in my opinion, it's not really like a really good build against A-Racks. I would say probably like Overpool is like the ideal build order. Um, yeah, probably Overpool.
Okay. I know that Overpool was a fashionable build on Eclipse, especially with players like Action. I'm trying to think, is any map good for that Overpool into 3 hatch play? You know
Oh,
the style that I'm talking about?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Didn't we see something like from Effort like was a 9 pull opening into that style?
I can't
Well,
remember. What map was that on?
a retro? Maybe it was not Effort. I don't know. I don't know, but usually it's like that. Like they open. We can see that style on retro. We can see that style also Mm, I maybe the one who is called Invader. Maybe Invader.
Okay. I Oh yeah, yeah. With your third base right there, that could be very cool. So we're getting a look at the matchup today. I'm sure we're going to go into highlights of both of the players. Yeah, so like you were saying, an invader could be a good map for that. And I did check the map picks for both the players. And again, a Zerg player ended up picking invader. Soulkey was going for that pick. So maybe we could see it pulled out there.
Um, yeah, if you remember, like Invader actually like was the map that YY try proxy Barrack, like very far, like close to Soulkey National. So I don't know, but the reality is that you can like the best of seven. You're pretty much like forced to play every map anyway. So it's all about like what timing actually do you want to play the map.
Yeah, that is true. And with invader being second, we will 100% get to see that map.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember the map order. We had Polypoid first, we had Invader second, then we had what was it? Apocalypse, Tempest, La Campanella, Neo Dark Origin, and Retro. Surprisingly, being the last map for this series if we get there. Oh, and I
Mm,
am. Let me read that graphic. Okay, so they're talking about the ASL 16 finals. There was a post on Reddit about getting tickets. Now, this doesn't say exactly how to get tickets, but I can tell you that it says that there's only 300 seats. So if you are one of the few people that are looking to get tickets for ASL finals, you definitely need to get in there ASAP because 300 seats total, that's going to sell out real quickly.
yeah, man, it's not that much. What is the final happening in some Africa studio?
Yeah, probably in one of the Africa studios, and they're not that. If I remember correctly, they're not that big. So we're getting a look at our round of four matchups, which of course is today Rush versus Soulkey. We've got Mini versus Effort tomorrow. That's going to be exciting. Another Zerg favorite for Eonzerg, but Effort going up versus Mini. That's going to be really difficult.
It is. But they're really good matchups for the semifinals. I don't gonna lie, like this is as a third player, this is like a dream. Like Soulkey versus Rush and A4 versus Mini. It's such a good season, Nyoken. Like it's so good to see these matchups. And A4 being back is just insane.
Yeah, and there were a lot of upsets in the beginning, like a lot of our picks for the season, like Soma getting knocked out, and then I can't remember who did I say Royal. I thought Royal was going to go far. A lot of players got knocked out real quickly. Now it's like, oh man, this is not going as I expected. But yeah, definitely coming in clutch. We've still got good players remaining like Soulkey Rush, obviously, and Mini and Effort. in the bottom bracket. What is this? Oh, this is their results overall in ASL where they've actually gotten to. And you can see Rush has made the final twice. Soulkey has made the round of 4 twice, but has never actually made it into the finals.
Yeah, it's funny enough, like Rush, Rush run has been like in the beginning was like very hard for him. Like, look at him, he is staying round of 24 season 4 to season 7.
Yeah, and then just something clicked in season 10, and now he's consistently deep in the tournament. So Rush has really upped his play in the past 2 years. We're getting a look at overall win rates. You can see Rush has a lot of games played versus Zerg, a 50% win rates. Also, a lot of games played for Soulkey versus Terran, so pretty similar win rates across the board.
Yeah, um, it's been very, very close actually.
Yeah, I would have to check their stats on Spawnbong to see exactly who's favored in this matchup. But, according to the fans and also predictions, a lot of players seem to like Soulkey in this series.
Um, it's that is not strange to me, I guess. Because like he's so known for his CBT Nyoken. Everyone was always hoping to see Soulkey against Flash. I remember like everyone was always like dreaming about like having Soulkey against Flash in the ASL because of how good like Soulkey was with the filer, right? So like he always like bring these games that people love, like low macro games with a lot of swarm and plague, and like always like people dreaming that he could like take down Flash. So yeah, it's not really strange to me.
Yeah, and we're getting a look at the recent verse Zerg series for Rush. He actually took down Hero 3 times in the past few seasons. 3 of those wins that you see are versus Hero. The other one is versus Soma in season 12. But then Soma got the best of him in a future series. And then looking at the, I'm not sure exactly what this is. I guess the deepest runs of Soulkey. You can see he's played a lot of games versus Protoss initially, but in the last few seasons, he's played versus a decent amount of Terrans and has done decently well, taking down JYJ in the most recent round of 8 that we just saw last week.
Who is the guy that he loses in season 13 that he says 2-3 to Protoss? Is
Uh,
that best?
That's Rain.
Or Rain? Okay.
Yeah, the Oh, we actually got to see Flash, him play versus Flash. At the top of the graphic, he played versus Flash in season 3, ended up losing 2-3. So that's an impressive result regardless. And then, and then this is the overall matchup between these two players in ASL. That's pretty damn close, 4-5.
It is. It's pretty close. But it was like round 24, round 16,
Yeah,
and the other side season 11. What is that
the
round of 8?
wild card match.
Oh, okay. Oh, so this is are the matches that happen when someone goes to military or he forfeits his place into the next season. Is that?
Yeah. So this is going to be the first time that they've actually faced off deep in the tournament. All the other matchups were either before the tournament started or in the round of 24 or round of 16.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. What is this like? Usually they mention in interviews that they want to set the tone for the series, so maybe they try to do like something very aggressive. So like his opponent becomes aware throughout the series.
Yeah.
I'm really curious if we are going to see some of that.
Yeah, we definitely could. We know that both of the players are quite aggressive. I actually think that because everybody knows how aggressive Rush is, and with Polypoid being a 4-player map, I think we could actually see 14cc. You were talking about how you can abuse the fact that you're so aggressive that you can get away with an economic opener, and I think that this could be the time to pull it out here.
I mean, if you start the series with a 14cc, that is way too risky. Like, imagine actually a Soulkey feel like, you know what, I'm going to do a 9 or whatever. you just lose the game.
Well, we'll see. We are ready for game one. It is Rush versus Soulkey. First map is going to be Polypoid. Okay, in the top right are Red Terran. It is Rush. And in the bottom right are White Zerg. It is Soulkey. And because of these spawns, I don't think that it's likely that we're going to see the 14cc at top right.
Actually Rush this 14cc against Hero on this spawn.
Oh, he did? Okay. Maybe I'm completely wrong then. We'll see if he wants to. I know that top right out of, well, maybe not out of all the positions. I don't like 14cc here, but it is a wide open natural. You don't have the full wall compared to bottom right or... Okay, well, there goes SCV. This could be an 8 racks. Could be depot.
It's a supply, I think.
Okay, it's a supply, so there's going to be the slight gap that you can see at the top.
By the way, good luck here for Soulkey, starting with that Overlord, going straight to the Terra main. You know, having that information early on is always great. And look at this! 9 pool!
Yep, 9 pool opener from Soulkey, so if Rush had have gone for 14cc here, he'd be insta-dead. So luckily that's not going to happen this time because we do have the racks going down. However, 9 pool is kind of hard to deal with when you do have that large gap at the top and your racks being far forward.
If you actually you are a Terran player and you scout now you scout top left, then you can get a lot of damage by Zerglings. If you don't double scout with 2 SCVs.
Yeah, Rush is not scouting at all, which does make me a little bit worried because a lot of Terran players do scout at 11, and he's not going to get any intel.
The barrack.
Yeah, he's going to see the barracks. Drone is going to come over here and be annoying. And if Rush blindly builds a command center off 1 Marine, this game may just end.
You know what? Rush is maybe waiting for that scout timing of the drone, I guess, to decide where he needs to scout.
Oh my gosh, and you look at that direction, the drone came from top left. That's exactly where Rush is going to go. There is no additional SCV coming out to scout. These Lings are not going to be slowed down at all. Oh my gosh, he's not building a second Marine. Okay, there he goes.
Yeah, but he doesn't have anything to block that Nyoken.
Yeah.
He's exposed. This is going to do so much damage. I already imagine this is the game 1 for Soulkey.
Oh, the SCV doesn't spot it. Okay, he's got a second Marine, but he's got to run, and really good drill right there to get the SCVs. He instantly pulled there. However, the Marine is still going to get surrounded. The SCV died building the command center, but there's only 2 Lings remaining in the main.
There are more Zerglings coming as well.
Well, that is true. We've got 2 more Lings coming, so this game may already be over, Eonzerg. Marine, he's got to run, but where's he going to run? He's getting stuck!
That's probably it. That is a lot of damage, and it's not even all in by Soulkey because he's transitioning from this going into 2 Muta. But imagine you are doing 2 Muta and you're getting all this damage and delay. How do you deal with Mutas?
Yeah, and the Marine is still gonna die here because those are full health Lings. Okay, well at least he gets the Lings surrounded, so finally, okay, I think finally, no! The Lings escape! What the heck is going on? Another Marine is gonna die. Oh, it's because there's Lings in the main that I didn't even see! He was trying to micro both sides, and he couldn't do it!
Finally he's going to clean these Zerglings. There are 2 more Zerglings coming. Probably Soulkey didn't need that. But you know what? Rush doesn't expect more Zerglings to come either. He's just way too distracted.
Yeah, you never expect this because it's like, well, dude, didn't I hold this? Why are you building 2 Lings? And the Marine is going to die again. Okay, now that was an amazing move right there. Even though the Marine still dies, it really could attempted drill to save it. But Soulkey is in the driver's seat here. His lair has got to be close to being done, right?
Yeah. Rush? He sent an SCV to scout, but he actually never got into the main?
He did get in there, but I don't know how much he saw. regardless, the Lings are going to let the SCV come back in and get a look, but Rush is so far behind. He's just now getting his gas. There's no academy. He's going to have no upgrades versus 2-hatch Muta.
I mean, like, second barrack timing is so late. Like, refinery timing is late. Academy is going to be late. It's such a great advantage for Soulkey here. Like, if you were like playing a ladder game and you were like the Terran player, you will feel like you are playing against Jadon because of how the disadvantage is.
Yeah, for sure. If this was a ladder game, this is one of those games where you just say, okay, you got me, just go next, because he is so far behind. I don't even think he's going to have stem. It's going to be even hard for him to get his eBay up in time. Like, he's now just building it. This is a 530 eBay. The Spire's done, isn't it? Okay, it's just now finishing. He may not even have turrets in time.
It's gonna be close, but you say he's not going to have stim.
Yeah, and without stim, without range, what can
I have
these
to say, Soulkey doesn't have that many drones.
Well, that is true. He did build a ton of Lings, so his drone count is not the best. So if there's somehow a great defense from Rush, I guess he technically can still come back from this.
As long as he doesn't get like more damage. Like, look at this, the mutas are almost now in the natural. These turrets are not ready.
Yeah, they're not ready. Luckily for Terran, what is this, 3 mutas, so the SCVs don't die that quickly. He just needs one of the turrets
the main
to
as
complete.
well, Nyoken.
Oh no, neither of the turrets complete. Oh, now they do. Okay, the Lings were being focused in the main. Soulkey almost loses the muta there. But Rush actually does end up surviving. He got his turrets up at all the key locations.
Yeah, more mutas are going to come. I don't really like. I don't know what like. It seems like Rush is holding well, but like his range is very far from complete. You know, like you can abuse that.
Yeah, because he has no way of defending this bunker really, this racks other than the bunker. I was actually thinking he may lift the racks. Okay, there he goes, and he will save his racks that way. I think that's a smart move because that's just a massive liability, so hard to defend. Rush is starting to get his +1 weapon. He is going to go into what seems to be a 4 racks play.
Oh, he's going to snipe turrets.
Yeah, and what can you do as Terran in this position? He does kill a muta, luckily, with one of the turrets, but all you can really do here is just build a billion turrets and hope that they can actually deal some damage to the mutas.
Yeah, but since he also lifted the barrack, that means he was only producing Marines on one barrack as well.
Yeah, that is true. We do have a decent army for how the game has gone for Rush right now. He's going to try and do something with it. Loses a couple Marines instantly. Remember, I don't even think these Marines have range yet, so they're not strong at all versus the mutas.
Soulkey is actually really, like, he made drones. He's losing few meters now, so he need to be careful. Tier base started. Rush actually recovering a bit, like he already started his factory as well. So it's not, actually Rush is not dead now.
Yeah, if he's got his factory going, this is actually a playable position for him. It's still going to be hard to do anything about this third base. I think he's just going to have to give it up. And I think it's a smart move that Soulkey took the low ground base, because as soon as he gets Sunkens or Lurkers there, you're just never busting it because of how the game is started out. And that's just going to give him a 4th base so easily if we even get to that point in the game.
By the way, Rush is steaming a lot.
Yeah.
So that means like he's using a lot of medic energy, so he need to be careful.
Yeah, I think he realizes that pulling back now, but you can see that shot from long distance knocks down 2 more medics. Well, I'm not sure exactly what the best move is for Rush. I was thinking he's got to most likely just go straight into vessels, because I don't think you can do some type of timing attack with a tank push. But there goes the add-on. You know, last season, I think when we saw a few games with Rush and Royal pulling out a tank and Valkyrie push out, that was actually quite strong, even when the game was in a situation exactly like this. So maybe there is a timing that he can exploit.
Yeah, it all depends, like, if Soulkey actually the +1 attack is done or not. Like, how aggressive he can be with this army. Because remember, like, Nienaber was so, like, I mean, tech-wise, like, was so late. Oh, he has +1 attack already, so I'm surprised.
Yep, and those mutas are killing off so many medics. You were talking about how much Terran has been stimming, and with no energy to replenish those Marines, those Marines are now quite vulnerable. Oh, science facility.
Yeah, science facility already as well. We're probably going to see 2 starposts, right? I don't think we're going to see a factory. I didn't check, to be honest.
Well, for now, I think he... Oh, it is...
Oh!
Yeah, it is 1 tank, or 1 starport, 1 factory. He's going to try and go for a bust. The hive was kind of slowed down for some reason, so there is a chance that a 2 tank push could do some damage.
Yeah, but this army... I don't know, like, how far is the 1-1 timing here for Rush, but, like, energy-wise, by the all these stints that he's being forced to use, like, this army, these Marines can die very quick.
Yeah, especially if there's some hold position lurker somewhere. He saw those, so that's not going to happen. But the mutas are just relentless here. Those medics don't have basically any more energy. Oh, he's going to engage. Okay, that was a good split right there, actually.
Yeah, but that was like a really solid trade for Soulkey as well.
Yeah, look at this though, Eonzerg. I don't see Defiler Mound anywhere. If he goes with his first vessel, if we look at what Zerg has, yes, mutas are strong, but there's no lings to support these lurkers. It's just mutas, really.
Yeah, but 11 mutas Nyoken with a +1 attack.
Yeah, but
so he actually need to be really careful. Like, with 2 shots and the tank is dead.
Well, that is true, but also tanks blow up lurkers real quickly, and Soulkey realizes that, hey, I may not be able to hit my Defiler timing, so he's getting a greater Spire, probably just to defend.
It's too late for that, I think.
Well, the lurkers are buying some time, the mutas are buying some time, but yeah, the Marine Ball is moving across the map quite quickly. Okay, that was an amazing irradiate, but an equally good split. Absolutely crazy how fast he split up those mutas. And look at this, these lurkers on the high ground are buying so much time, allows the mutas to even pick off one of the tanks and also kill a lot of the Marine medic.
So Soulkey making more Sunkers to save time here, but this army is already in the natural. I don't know if Soulkey actually has enough time to build like Guardians. You know what, the army is not that big either.
Yeah. Those mutas killing off all those Marines was really the game changer right there, because I agree, I think that he may have been able to push with the tank in through the natural, but picking off those few Marines bought him all the time he needed, and now Rush is going to have to try and transition out of this, and in typical Rush fashion, we have a 6 racks, probably even a 7 racks follow-up. He's going to try and end the game on 2 bases.
By the way, Soulkey is so quick, he loses all the mutas and instantly cancels the Spire Morphine.
Yeah. I don't even know how you remember that. Sometimes you get so focused on just one thing that you end up forgetting, like, oh, I actually had this as a transition. But yeah, saving that money when he can is important, and we are going to lose a vessel. That is a huge pickoff, but he's still going to get the Defiler, and I don't think the Defiler can get close enough to lay down the Darkstorm.
Well, far enough that that can be annoying.
Yeah, he definitely got farther than I thought. And surprisingly, Rush is trying to take a 3rd base. If he can get this running, there's still no 4th base for Soulkey. Soulkey's upgrades are lacking. The Marines are at 1-1. They're quite strong. Oh my gosh.
Double draw chip. You know what? This is like the move so Rush needs to really like solidify the game. But look at Soulkey, man. Yeah. He's like, he has vision of that side.
Yeah, and smartly, Rush knows that, hey, there's that Overlord from the beginning of the game. He avoids it. And if we look at the defense of Soulkey right now, there is nothing in the main. I think Scourge just popped, by the way. Maybe not.
He saw the draw chips, but he doesn't have defense, Nyoken. He's exposed.
Oh, there's 4 Scourge. Can he unload? He does unload, and he pops. Oh my gosh, none of the Scourge actually kill the dropship, so he actually gets in. There's no Fire Bats, though, so the Marines will struggle with the Dark Swarm, of course. Okay, great clutch Dark Swarm right there, and that means that the key places on the map are all defended. Lurkers moving into position. Rush didn't pay attention, and now we've got the orange cloud right in front of the choke.
One more drop, Nyoken coming to probably the 4 base of Soulkey. He actually like kill 1 hatchery, so this drop, even if it's Soulkey defending, Soulkey is also investing a lot to defend this.
Yeah, if we look at supply, this is 115 to 75. If you didn't tell me how the game was going in the early stages, I would say that this is, still a manageable game for Terran. But Terran is really in trouble now with the Lurkers just being right at your doorstep, and there's 4 of them, so there's no way you can engage them.
Yeah, but there are no more defilers either, so actually he can kill this.
Yeah, he actually killed so much right there with those few Lurkers. 100 supply to 80 now. The double dropship is out on the map, and if he can deny the 4th base, Rush still has a fighting shot because he does have his 3rd base up and running. He just needs to transfer some SCVs over there.
I mean, if he kills that base, it's probably like game for Rush. Like, Soulkey has like investing so much in defense, so much in aggression. He do so many Lurkers and defilers trying to get something done in the Terra Natural. Soulkey's in trouble.
Yeah, and there's Fire Bats with this army, so these Lurkers cannot just hide under Dark Swarm. Does he have scans? Not sure if he actually has scans. Oh, he is going to focus down this hatchery, and I think he's going to get it. And Russia's army is out on the map. He has a huge army.
Yeah, I'm very surprised. Like, this comeback Rush is making here, man.
Wow. Yeah, this is a crazy comeback. He's so cost efficient with this. He killed Lurkers. There's nothing at the 3rd base. How did Rush recover from this game? He's stimming for the Nidus. He dematrixes the Nidus, or the Firebat on the Nidus. He pops it, and Rush, he's about to win this game.
I totally agree. Like, losing this 3rd base, you don't have options as a 3rd player anymore. There is not even an army to counterattack.
Holy crap. This is such a sick game from Rush right here. He's going to hold off the small Ling Lurker Defiler push at his natural. And now it's 2 base Zerg versus 3 base Terran. Terran has upgrade advantage. The vessel count has not been whittled down at all. So this is probably the only attack that Soulkey can make. And he's going to have to tap out.
Yeah, there are too many vessels, too many radiates. I don't think like he's going to make this work. In fact, the army is dead.
I cannot believe that this happened. Soulkey, he had it, man. Build order was such a massive advantage for him. And now he's on the brink of being knocked out of this game. He's down 70 supply. He only has 60 supply total. He's trying to hide bottom left, but he has no answer to this huge Marine army that has 3 vessels with it.
Yeah. You know what, Nyoken? Actually, for some reason, there is 1 drone that survived in the 4th expansion of Soulkey, and he actually retook that.
Yeah, I think
So maybe actually, like, if he's able to defend a base, maybe there is hope for Soulkey here.
Yeah, and if somehow this Lurker kills this entire SCV line, it's possible. Okay, that's a lot of Lurkers there. The Lurker under the Dark Swarm has still not been spotted, racking up a ton of SCV kills. Remember, we are 18 minutes into the game, so every SCV loss is a big deal.
Yeah, more dodges from Rush now coming. I don't know if Soulkey has the defense for more dodges. And the thing is, like, Rush is for, like, he took for granted that he killed the bottom left bases. So I don't even know if he's going to scan again to check out if there is third bases there anymore.
Well, again, we've got another Lurker Ling move here. There's Fire Bats, but there's not enough. The vessel counts at 3. And those SCV losses I was talking about, I was meant to say, like, every base matters there. Because we're not mining in the main and natural in just a moment. Oh, Fire Bats jump on top of the Lurkers. They get a couple of them. There's only 2 remaining now. And the drop at bottom left is going to shut down that 4th base dream for Soulkey. And that means that we should be seeing GG in just a second, because Soulkey should be mined out any second now.
Yeah, these well, there are many
Man,
lurkers. Um, but yeah, it's just too many irradiates. That's the problem. Like you can irradiate all these lurkers.
yeah, Zerg has good upgrades with +2 armor. Terran has +3 weapon though. The vessel count is not huge, but he has just enough to consistently kill off the lurkers over and over and over. We've got to drop at the natural now. Only 2 Marines. The good old 2 Marine drop 20 minutes into the game.
Yeah, I I don't know. Like the CB count for Rush here is it has to be healthy, right? From 2 bases, even if you lose the CBs on the mineral only.
Yeah, it should definitely be true. It gets another Dark Swarm down, but the problem is every time I look at these vessels, I don't see Scourge flying in. I don't see vessels dying at any point. Again, you gotta save the SCVs because you're not mining if you lose these SCVs. Starbat is gonna take this down, but those Lings did a lot of damage, but it's now 110 supply to 45. Does it matter?
It was extremely close. Like
Yeah.
it was so close that if Soulkey actually didn't lose that tier, like I could actually like visualize him winning the game.
Oh yeah, for sure, because I think Rush would have just ran out of steam, but well done from Rush. He recovers from I would say, basically an unwinnable position. Those Lynx did so much damage. Think about it. He started his academy when Zerg started their Spire, and he was still able to win.
Yeah, man. You know what? If I was like Soulkey, I would probably like be tilted with that game because like it started like so good for him. I probably don't agree that he made some extra cernis that didn't need, and ended up like costing him making drones that he needed for the, for the national. Um, so that probably slowed down him quite a bit. Because if you think about it, like he killed so many Marines early on that Rush was never supposed to really like attack or do any timing anymore. He was so behind. Um, yeah, I feel like Soulkey is probably he lose a one game, so he can be happy about this one.
Yeah, you called it the drones were really lacking because we have 47 SCVs, which is perfect for 2 bases. In fact, that's quite a lot on 2 bases. But you look at the drone count, it was just at 35. You're looking to be at least 45 by now.
Yeah, losing. He also like lose few mutas that probably didn't need to. Um, so yeah, and I'm not really like I'm not really sure exactly what was like the problem for Soulkey, but like he was in a really advantage position, Nyoken, and that is usually paying to lose a game like that.
Yeah, like even though he built a lot of lanes in the beginning, like they got damage done. And then also the mutas and lurkers, they killed a lot of stuff. Like during the push that Rush made with the tanks, like remember the first push, I thought, okay, if he can get a push across the map, he might be able to win. But when he lost all of his units, I thought, okay, well there's no hope now. Like the mutas and lurkers did a lot of damage. I thought he could have droned out of it, but apparently not. And like you were saying, I would be tilted if I was Soulkey, but if I was Rush here and I win a game like that, I would feel like I just can't lose in this series. Because if you can't win from that position, just imagine how strong I'm going to be in a normal game.
Yeah, that is for sure. Like Rush is feeling like a god right now.
Yeah, for sure. And we should be going into a break, and then we'll be back with game 2 in just a moment. All right, we are back, and we're about to go into game 2, which is going to be Soulkey's map pick, and we're going to have Invader.
Yeah, I was thinking like Rush has to be so confident right now. He can't really do anything when you win a game like that. It's like such a confident boost that is very hard to beat.
Yeah, definitely. If it's me, I would just feel like, well, there's no chance that that Soulkey can win anymore. I would just be feeling over the moon to win that game. Soulkey's got to be feeling really down because you cannot afford to give up even just one game for free to someone of the caliber of Rush. So he really needs to pull it together on Invader. However, remember last week, Soulkey versus JYJ, Soulkey went down 2-0 and still recovered and came back 3-2. So, if anybody can do it, Soulkey can definitely do it for sure.
Yeah, but there is a difference. Like it's not the same like being down because like the games were like like you lose, but it's fair you lose than like being winning and losing.
That is true, and Soulkey's face doesn't look too happy right now. He seems to be pretty angry after game 1. Hopefully he can pull it together on Invader, and our players are ready, so let's get into it. Okay, in the top left position, coming back in game 1, it is Rush. And in the bottom right, we've got Soulkey.
Yeah, I just saw Rush like he's Miss Micro beats his SCB.
Yeah,
Sending the SCBs to the mineral. So if you want to do some A racks, you can forget about it.
yeah, Rush is really diligent with his SCV mineral boosting and all that jazz. So it was a little bit shocking to see him mess that up right there. We saw Mini mess it up like every single game versus Sharp, was it last week? And he was not too amused by that either. And we do have... That's going to be an 8 racks, man. Unless this is just a delayed depot. Okay, it is a delayed depot. Send it a little bit late.
Yeah, about Mini, I honestly don't. I'm not surprised with that tiny screen he plays.
Yeah.
I don't even know who is the mirrors like.
Yeah, when I saw Rain and Bisu and them actually played like that, I tried it for about a week. I thought to myself, okay, well maybe the purpose of this is you can see the whole game easier, you can see the mini map clearly, right? Because it's not at the very corner of your screen. I thought, okay, maybe that's the reasoning. Tried it, and like you said, I just couldn't click, man. Every time I tried to click on the mini map, I was misclicking like crazy. And we are going to have a 14cc on a 2-player map with a double ramp. This is so crazy.
It doesn't make sense to be honest because of the last game. Like if you do a 9 pull and you lose, you're really going to do a 9 pull again?
I guess that's true. Rush with some heavy mind games here, and this is going to be really rough for Soulkey, but there is the ramp and the entrance that Soulkey could try and run around.
And not only that, now if you do a 14cc, you're probably going to repeat a 14cc in the next one.
You could. Definitely could. And that Rax positioning is going to be set up in a way where the Mierin will pop out on the right side, I'm pretty sure. However, Ling shouldn't be able to run into the main.
Now these people like the walls mechanics and the bunker position, like he can't really like abuse the 2 ramps.
Yeah, it doesn't seem that way. Seem like he'll be able to. Now we've got a drone on the ramp here to try and block the SCV from getting in, and I think he will. And as a Terran player, this can be a little bit hard to read because obviously you can't get in. Even though 3 hatch before pool is obviously not common, you still got to consider that this guy could have gone for that. How'd the SCV get in?
Yeah, it's to be fair, like him like staying with a drone there against a 14cc, he's not like that. It's not worth it.
Yeah, that is true, but I don't... Does he even know that this is 14cc? I, of course, see the Overlord on the ledge, but was it there in time to actually spot that the racks wasn't done? Oh, actually, Marines do get through the racks in that small area. I didn't know that. Okay.
Soulkey is making only drones at the moment, so he probably like he knows that his opponent made 14cc by the racks time.
Okay, so we've got in-base third hatch. Just droning up like crazy right now. We see the first two lanes being built right now. And SCV just walks on by, says, don't mind me, just getting some big intel right here. And he's going to spot the Spire timing.
Yeah, he really like with all this information, he can just like go full SCVs, don't even need to rush for scans.
Yep, that's one of the side effects of getting in Crucial Scout like this. And he spots the hatch, so he knows that, hey, there can't be a hidden hatch anywhere. So that means he can delay the comp set even longer. This is as good as it gets for Terran, and we're probably going to see a 5 racks. For sure, you see 4 racks versus 2 hatch, but because of it being a 14cc, he can probably afford the 5th racks this time.
Yeah, 5 barracks plus 1 attack. To be honest, like the eco is like also amazing. To be honest, like below the deficit here for Soulkey is too much. Like he's going to really need to pull like some magic to win this game, because like as the time progresses, he's going to be more behind and behind. And if the army actually on 5 barracks and 1/1 upgrades reunifies, this is going to be so hard to deal with.
Yeah, he's going to have some really good muta trades versus the Marine Medic for a long time. Those depots at the front are kind of awkwardly positioned. Maybe he can exploit that, and also the Marines funneling out one at a time from that racks. And we do have an evolution chamber that did not get spotted. This is interesting. Is this going to be Ultras, or is this just going to be Battle Zerg, where you're getting +1 armor and try and just kill the Marine Medic in the center of the map?
Really good question. Ultras could be actually like a solid option here, but the thing is like against a 14cc with the very fast upgrades, I'm not really sure either if that is going to work well.
I'm not sure either. I think this is actually just going to be him trying to overrun the army in the middle of the map with like upgraded Ling Lurker Muta. We don't see a drone being sent out for a 3rd base, but the Mutas do spot. There's 4 racks in the main, which means he's got 5 in total. And now Terran is going to start moving out onto the map.
Yeah, I don't really see Soulkey sending any drone to take a 4 expansion. So, well, he's sending now. But he didn't make that many mutas either. He's like focusing on making more eco for himself. Actually, I am starting to picture that maybe we could see Crazy Zerg here.
Crazy Zerg, okay. I didn't see an the Queen's Nest in the main, but we do have 3rd base going down for Soulkey on the low ground. Now the mutas, they're trying to find the right angle, but the Marines, they're just so high in number. Okay, we're just going to actually have a huge counterattack, but there's enough Marines, I think, to hold this off.
And that army is so massive.
Yeah.
And it's going to keep growing, so... like, if I was Soulkey, like, I will be, like, so insecure to try to attack this army.
Yeah, he's waiting for the +1 armor, but that's like a minute and a half away at the earliest. He's going to be, by that time, be facing like 5 groups of Marine Medic. I don't know if he can wait that long, but you can see he's trying to find the angle. We do have a small army just going off to the side, going to try and probably take down that 3rd base. He scans bottom left, nothing there. He scanned top right, nothing there.
Yeah, he's only making mutas and Celis and Nyoken. I don't really see a Hydra Tank in the main or anything like that. And I know you can hold this army with only mutas and Serling. There is no way.
Yep, not versus 5 racks. I mean, you may kill the army once, but after that, you're not going to kill it again because Terran's going to have the actual heavy tech units. The Marines, are
And
they going to
he
kill that hatch?
maybe he's defending this, so not bad.
Well, he defends it, but that's not even the real army. That's the real army. Oh, there are no Sunkens. There is no chance in hell that Zerg can hold this. But I also thought there was no chance that Terran could hold last game, and they ended up winning. So here we go. It all comes down to... And he's got high ground on the ramp, and the Lings are out of position at the backside. Oh my gosh.
There is no way to
There's
hold
the
this.
armor. There's the armor. Is there enough? The Lings are so tanky with the +1 armor, but look, it just doesn't matter. The Marines are so strong. There's so many medics.
He's gonna lose this suspension. He's gonna lose the mutants. That's GG.
That is GG. And actually, that was closer than I thought. I thought that there was no way that Zerg even had a fighting chance. But, of course, we know that behind this is not like Terran's all in. They've got starports going, so there was definitely going to be a massive follow-up. And GG comes out, and that means Rush. He's all of a sudden up 2-0 in the series.
Yeah, Soulkey is going to need a mental reset from these two games because, like, I mean, it's a 14cc, so he was trying to cut corners everywhere. But you can't really like cut corners against 5 barracks. Like you need so many Sunkens to hold that. I honestly like maybe trying to engage early on and trying to reduce the bio ball instead of like going like 7 mutas and like mass drones like what he was doing, because I understand that against a normal build, but the thing is like 14cc is just so eco strong that you're just like producing all the time. You're getting like so many units. Sometimes do you like as a third player you play against like 14cc and using like the guys using like show me the money command on in another game.
Yeah, 14cc is just basically like the 12 nexus of TVP, right? Like Terran just has so much stuff, like so much stuff. I was thinking, like, yes, the +1 armor was actually decently fast. What do you think if he had gotten it like even faster and then try and engage in the center of the map before, the Marine medic ball is 3 or 4 groups? Do you think that could have been a possibility, or?
But you can make the +1 faster than that, Nyoken.
Yeah, that's the thing, is I don't know how much faster you could get it. I don't know what you do, because 14cc is just ridiculous. But being up 2-0 now, I don't really know what you do as Soulkey, because if I was Rush here and just, he's obviously feeling it, right? Like Rush is really on fire now because he won game 1 in a miracle way. Now he just crushed you in game 2. I wouldn't even hate to see Rush go for 14cc again.
Yeah, the thing is like Soulkey is tilted.
Yeah.
So if I was like Rush, I would like, you know what? Let me explore a more safe ground in the next game, because maybe I'm going to face a 5-4 here.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's the thing, is because Rush is so well known to be aggressive, he may be thinking to himself, well, I'm going to play a big macro game like 14cc, so I'm not going to be aggressive. But if you go early pool with the 5 pool, it's going to counter both of those builds. So that could be something that Soulkey's got in the back of his mind. But what is the third map? It is Apocalypse. Okay, so that's a pretty big map, 3-player map. What do you think of Apocalypse? We haven't seen very many Terran versus Zergs on that map other than in the round of 24, with Ample and Sharp playing on them.
I actually think like Rush can go crazy and go to a starports in that map. And how the series is going, I feel like it could be like a really good mind game.
Okay. 2 starports on 1 base?
Yeah.
Okay, so you think it's going to be Wraithman. All right. I don't know if I've ever seen Rush play Wraith. Is he somebody that pulls that out?
Oh no, it's something I have seen in the map. To be fair, Now that you mention that, I don't think I have seen like Rush doing that strategy very often.
Okay, well, I do know that you can wall these positions in your main. I don't know about top middle, but bottom left you definitely can. So if he spawns there, we could definitely have the wall off into the two port raid. It's very strong on a map that you can wall.
I have seen Terran players doing like two starports from that position, top middle.
Top middle? Okay. I guess I'm just am unaware of how to build the depots in the correct way for the wall off. Well,
You know what? I feel like I'm just thinking like is Soulkey actually like try to be more aggressive, like with Serlins and more mutas early on? Like instead of like making that many drones? That was probably like a better like choice for him. Because like what he was trying, it just like give too much freedom for the Terran when he's already like so free with that eco boost, like the scouting Nyoken, like he scout everything with the CVs, like he probably didn't make like scans like so quick either,
yeah.
and it could be like sneak more CVs.
Yeah, and sneaking out the SCVs is a huge deal. You know, when Soulkey had that small counterattack with the Lings and the Mutas on the coming up the ramp, I actually thought that he was going to go for it and actually jump into the main. But uh, obviously, at the end, when we saw there were no Sunkens, of course, he can't do it at that point. I thought for sure he had some Sunkens, even just one. But I don't know, man. 14cc is just so crazy. I honestly don't know how you can counter it. But we're going into a break, and we'll be back in a few minutes. Right, we're back, and I know. We're going into Ask ASL, but that signed jersey, man. I know you're hyped for the effort one. You should try and figure out how to get that one if they're
That
raffling
is
it
going
off.
to be super hard to do.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. I think they're raffling it off to one of the viewers, but yeah, that would be pretty epic to have that signed jersey from Effort. Since I know you're a big fan, we've got third map Apocalypse coming up in just a moment, and right now it's Rush really with pedal to the metal here. He is on fire, and it's again going to be Soulkey trying to figure out how to come back in this series.
Yeah, I feel like I'm going to say that this is probably the first game that is like just like hitting him right now. Uh, and then like a reset has to be done. But how do you do a reset? That is a good question. Like if someone has the answer for that, it's Soulkey for sure. Like this guy has come back in many situations, like being down in the score, you know. But yeah, as a competitive player myself, you know, like play many tournaments and all of that, and I know how difficult it is to come back when actually you lose a game that you were winning.
Yeah,
That sometimes you just like tilt out the whole series.
yeah, that is so true. We saw it last week with Action in the Effort series. Action was just not feeling it after. I think it was game one, just a complete mental boom. I think is the Korean term that they use. Well, we've seen low econ in game one. We saw mass drones in game two. You were talking about trying to engage in the center of the map versus the 5 racks, but let's say we just have normal openers here. What type of build do you think Soulkey needs to go for to try and get a win in game three?
I think on Apocalypse we're probably going to see a classic 2 hash muta. Um, but I have seen like many star players doing 2.5 as well. So, but yeah, 2 hash muta opening classic one, trying to be more aggressive with your mutas. Don't let Terran to grow bigger.
Okay, well, we'll be looking for that as we get into game three. Okay, in the top middle, or in the mid-right position, I mean, we have Rush, and in top middle, we have Soulkey.
I have to say, Rush is looking really solid in this series. By the way, not only with the 14cc, but in the first game, like the comeback he did, that was really impressive. Like he has like for sure the mental strength and the momentum going for him right now.
For sure. Like I said, if that was me in that game, I'm already out of the game. Like I'm just leaving as the Lings, as I see the Lings at my depot, because I know it just can't be held. And even if you do hold it, you're not mining with like a billion SCVs. Actually, that game I was counting how many SCVs he was mining with, as he was trying to defend. He was mining with 4, so he had 4 SCVs mining.
Oh, that was
Anyway,
a Spanish fan like giving a shout out to the Spanish casters from StarCastTV, but in Spanish. So great.
yep. And we do have some Polish fans there. Net Wars represented right there. And not sure exactly what that sign said, but we did have standard depot and racks actually is quick this time. So Rush thinks that this could be an early pool opener, so he went for a 10 racks. We know that's not the case because it is a normal 12 hatch opener.
Yeah. What do you think about this map, Nyoken? Like now that you're playing ladder again, what is your take?
Um, I think it's okay. You know, actually I had an epic game on it yesterday. This guy was going for crazy Zerg, so I went and tried to hit him with a tank marine medic timing. And this guy, instead of going ultras, ended up defending with 10 guardians. I walked in there, and all of a sudden guardians just shot me. I was like, what the heck is this, man? And then he went ultraless afterwards. So In recent memories on Apocalypse, I don't have good memories because I was completely thrown off guard. But overall, I think it's a pretty solid, just normal map.
Okay. Soulkey here with the scouting. I'm surprised he got that far into the main. Um, Sometimes when you do that, you can lose the override. It happens to me very often.
Yeah, and he is not going to lose it this time. He's just going to sit over that sweet spot. I guess the one thing that I do find annoying on this map is the ledge over your natural, since you don't have any vision there. Mutas can go in and out of the darkness, does make it kind of hard to deal with. And, you know, the main is quite large too. A lot of times it can be hard to defend large mains, but I haven't really had an issue so far in my limited experience on Apocalypse. SCV got into the main, Saul. We've just got a normal opener here. It's the classic 2-hatch, I think.
Yeah, it is. It's the 2-hatch muta. Soulkey is still letting this SCV to get the information. He's very focused on making like early drones instead of like trying to get the SCV as fast as possible. I ask myself if it is because like he knows like rush control is going to be so hard that it doesn't really make sense to invest like the time killing it when he's not going to be able to.
Yeah, that makes sense. SCV almost got caught, actually. Okay, we may have a 5 Marine move out. It's not common, but you do see it every now and then. For now, he's just sitting on the high ground, and we do have a 2 racks follow-up for Rush. Not going to be rushing the +1 weapon that we usually think of when we see Rush.
Oh,
Wow.
that's a lot of serlings.
Yeah, and he just barely missed it with the SCV also. But there's no additional links from the main, so it's just 8. 8's a decent amount, but Terran can hold. Okay, there's
That is a lot of serlings.
Okay, he is going for it, but that was a bunker being built. The SCV may have actually saw it right before it died. This is rough for Soulkey. Like, he's got to get damage done, but there's going to be 8 Marines, 9 Marines here. He can't just run by.
No, it's not working. I mean, you can do a run by against a bunker.
He's mega all in. He's got to basically win the game with this. Okay, he's going to jump on. Okay, that's a great surround, actually. SCVs were not in position. It doesn't matter, though. Those are Terran units. Oh, my gosh. That was a complete surround with the Lings, and it still isn't going to matter. Okay, well, there is a window of opportunity right now because I'm sure he's building medics right now, which means he doesn't have a lot of DPS with just 4 Marines. Okay, but only 2 Lings get in. Well, Eonzerg, this seems like a repeat of Game 1, sort of, in the sense that Zerg is just overbuilding Lings and didn't really get much damage this time.
Yeah, and he didn't even like delay the engineering bait too much.
Oh, and he has stem. Well, this is over. Stem, and I don't even think he was banking larva, so it's not like there's mutas being... I'm sure there are mutas being built, but what I mean is it's not like there's going to be 6 of them appearing all at once. It's going to be like just 2 or 3.
And I kind of want to be like pessimistic here, but I mean, when you do a move like that, you lose all the serlings, you don't do any damage, and yeah, what do you do next?
Well, we'll see what he can do here. It is 5 mutas. It's more than I thought, but this is still a sizable Marine count. Okay, that's good focus fire. He knocks down 3 Marines. Well done, but turrets are up now.
Yeah, if it wasn't a pro gamer, I would believe in a comeback. But against Rush, I mean, he's still sniping Marines, but like he doesn't have drones, and then like he's still on 2 hatcheries. No, he can even make a tier. He can afford that.
Yeah, if he's...
So this is like...
I was gonna say, if he somehow had 8 Lings and could run by this bunker, you know, maybe, but he doesn't really have anything to support the mutas. He's mega all in. Like, you can't transition out of this. Terran, if he can just continue to just complete this bunker, this should be his game to take. Muta's not gonna be able to run by the turrets. The Ling is gonna try and run by, but it's only 1 Ling. Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh, he even loses a Muta. Well, I think that's the angle you gotta attack from right there because you're in between the turrets, but still not able to find the damage that he's looking for.
He's pulling a good distraction with that Zerling, but it's only one Zerling. Like, one SCV can actually kill that.
Well, I will say this. This is just continued all in, and if we look at supply, it's, you know, dead even. There's only 2 racks completed right now, so if he can actually kill this army, it will be hard for Terran to, you know, stabilize their barracks. Wow, a turret gets another kill.
He's not saving money on turrets either, Nyoken. He's actually making many turrets. He's not really like saving any resources on that. So when do you actually like are making too much muta, like yes, you can win as long as the Terran doesn't make like 15 turrets.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're seeing here. That's an isolated turret. He'll be able to take this down. And there's a lot of medics here for no reason. If he can snipe those, he doesn't get any. He's gonna get the turret though, and actually he's opened up the main, like he can actually shut this down, and he is shutting this down. There's not a lot of SCVs here.
Actually, the academy is exposed now since he used the turret.
Dude, he's in the sweet spot. There's no turrets here. This is exactly what Soulkey needs to, or where he needs to fight. There's 11.
Yeah, do you see the position that he's attacking? He can't get mutas to that to the muta ball anymore.
Well, that is true, but does he need more than this? It's still 11 mutas. He's shutting down the main.
They are all in the red, Nyoken. They're about to die.
Yeah, they are very red, and as you say that, 3 of them die right there. Now he's down to 7 with heavily damaged mutas. He's actually started to drone now. Like, he's not mining gas, I will say that it is natural, but he actually has a decent drone count there. Look at SCVs in the main. There's like 8 total.
Yeah, that's 4 barracks. It's 4 barracks. Factory is done. It's true that +1 attack is done for Muta, so he can like 2 shots the turrets.
Yeah. These turrets have been heroes. Like, they're dealing a lot of damage and they're actually getting kills too. Rush is gonna move out. And actually, Soulkey may be able to hold this. He's mass sunkening. It does buy Rush some time, like it relieves some pressure in his main. That should be an armory. He cancels them all.
Cancel it.
Actually, Soulkey, I think, can win this. The Marine count is not that good. Yes, I realize the mutas are very low, but Terran is mining on 1 base. Like, he has no money.
Well, Soulkey is also on 2 hatcheries.
That is true. A push is going to be really hard once the Valkyrie comes out.
What I see is that Rush is supply block. I'm not even sure why he can like build a CB since all the sites is exposed.
Man, the bounce damage is dealing a lot. If Soulkey can get a macro hatch and some hydras,
oh my god,
he's actually.
That is 2 hatcheries Lurker Rush with the filer. Well, Lurker Rush is 10 minutes already.
Yeah. Well, the Marines actually don't have any upgrades, because remember that eBay that was to the left of the command center had to be floated because the mutas had found the sweet spot. So these Marines are not that strong right now. The muta count is still high at 11. He does have +1 weapon on his mutas too. But the game changer is going to occur in about 30 seconds once that Valkyrie pops out.
So the question here is, Nyoken, since Soulkey is already making lurkers, is like Valkyrie the good choice?
I don't know. I think that Rush thought Zerg is more all-in than he is right now, and if you just get a Valkyrie, you're just going to shut down the mutas, which means you should win the game. The Valkyries are very expensive. Like, he's not going to be able to have vessels now. He doesn't have enough money to support a tank either. Oh, he almost got that Valkyrie. So actually, this could be a mistake to make the Valkyrie, because yes, you're going to have a strong mid-game, but Zerg's not going to die to this, I don't think.
If there is lurkers, I don't see Zerg dying. There is lurkers. Yeah. Actually, he was using scans early on, so he doesn't have that many scans either.
Yeah, he may not even be... Oh my gosh. Oh my... Hold position. This could be the move that Soulkey is waiting for the entire series. He's going to lose everything. Holy smokes. Every single Marine dies. And Soulkey, who looked down and out from the beginning, he's going to win this. There's nothing.
There are units in the bunker, but These too many lurkers.
Wow, what a game from Soulkey. I thought for sure he was down and out. Just like game one, I thought Rush was down and out, but both players recovering very well from a very dire situation.
I have a huge respect for Soulkey right now. Like recovering from that terrible early game to this. Oh my god.
Yeah, that was really impressive. Like, I don't think it could have gone worse. The Lings, yes, they whittled down the Marine count in the beginning down to 4, but then the medics popped out, then you had Stim, and you had a Zerg that had 0 drones mining anything other than gas at the natural. Like, how does Zerg win that?
I mean, her lurkers.
The lurkers are pretty good. And you called it. Like, Rush was scanning a lot, but he was unaware that there were lurkers out on the map completely.
Yeah, I really asked myself because like I don't feel like Soulkey will like keep making mutas. So I don't feel like the mutas were like something that Rush needed to be afraid of. But again, it's actually sometimes it's hard. It's like the actually it's about the right decision in such a quick moment. Because sometimes we're like, oh, I think if we made Valkyries and just deal with the mutas, that was it. That was the game. And he made Vessels and lose the game, you know. But it's tricky.
Yeah, well, we were talking about in the beginning how I hadn't had a game where having so much area to cover was a big deal, but I think it really came into play there because he had like 4 turrets at the bottom side of his base. He had 2 or 3 turrets near his gas. He had 3 turrets at his barracks. He had like 5 turrets at his natural. He had so many turrets placed everywhere, and his marine count was just never really that big at any point. What was the maximum size it got until the final move out? It was like maybe 10 to 12. Like, it could have been that maybe Rush just overbuilt turrets and just never had enough bio.
Mm, but I feel like the bio was like big enough. No, like it was like a huge army size.
Yeah, at the
That's the
end,
reason he lose the game, like because like he lose the entire army.
yeah, at the end, obviously he did have a big army and it ended up dying. Also, you got to give props to Soulkey annoying that eBay because if the +1 weapon kicks in there, maybe Terran still loses, but obviously +1 weapon is a massive power spike. It would have made it a lot easier to defend. So that was obviously another critical moment for Soulkey to make sure that that had to be canceled.
Yeah, the thing is that going Valkyrie in that situation, like now me thinking about it, he was already low on SCPs.
Yeah,
So like making armory, making Valkyrie that is expensive. And then like Soulkey wasn't really like committing to mutas anymore. It just like it was overkill, I guess. To just too many resources. Because then eventually he will need to make a science facility as well. And vessel, so and the irradiator is I don't know, it's so much tech for like little like a small count SCP.
yeah, and it's minerals, right? So I would have to rewatch the replay to see how much gas Rush had, but yeah, definitely trying to support 4 racks with low SCV count and go Valkyrie. That's a bit much. Valkyries are very expensive, but we've got a series on our handy, Eonzerg. I thought for sure we were going into 3-0, and now all of a sudden it's 2-1, and now we're on Soulkey's pick. If he wins here, all of a sudden we'll be tied up.
Yeah. And that's how you come back in a series, man. When you have a terrible game like that and you win,
Yeah,
your momentum is so also reset. It's like we're starting a new series now.
yeah, that is true. Uh, I'm not sure if we're going into a break. I mean, we've got the player cams on, seeming like we're actually going to go straight into game 4.
Yeah, it's episode 7. So it's going to be long cast.
Definitely could be a long cast. I think next map is going to be La Campanella, if I remember correctly. No, Tempest. Should be Tempest. Yep, Tempest. This is the map that I had been waiting for to see some TVZ action on because of the high ground natural. A lot of players go for that split map, 4 base, crazy Zerg sometimes. Can lead to really epic games. And now finally, we could get one.
Yeah. Rush, man, having a PTSD right now from that whole lurkers.
Yeah. He'll definitely be more careful next time he moves out. But we're ready for game 4. We're in the countdown. See if Soulkey can tie it up 2-2. Okay, in the bottom left, we have Rush. And in the bottom right, we've got Soulkey. I think we could see 8 racks.
I was thinking about that right now, like going 8 racks, but it's like so predictable that each time Soulkey plays here, someone is doing like 8 racks or like, you know, like double bar rack rush or whatever. So if this is like probably the map that Soulkey is going to be the most prepared for, to be something, to facing something like that.
Yeah, that is true. I'm trying to see if we've got an SCV moving out, and we don't. So I'm going to be wrong again. No 8 racks this time, unless it's some type of very weird in-base 8 racks. Not going to be the case. We've got the depot and Soulkey. He is building an Overlord, and that means we're most likely going to have 12 hatch opener from him.
Oh, he's also scouting Rush with the Overlord, so I guess I can early lead here, hit here for him.
And there goes that SCV. And it's again going to be another 10 racks. So respecting the fact that this could be an early pool. Also like that racks positioning right at the ramp. Gonna go for potentially a complete wall off.
That has to be Refinery, right?
Yeah, usually you're going Refinery after this. But again, when I think of Rush, I do not think of Refinery play, whether it's mech or 1-1-1 or race. He just never does it. So
Did he just miss the Overlord?
yeah, he missed it. He's gonna go top left, and he's gonna find Soulkey last. And Soulkey, okay, actually was getting excited. I thought we were gonna see a on location third base, third hatch before pool, but not gonna happen.
Okay, Soulkey is going to scout that, and Rush is not going Refinery.
Yeah, now this is a good mind game, because when you see walls like this, I'm sure alarm bells are going off in your head, right? Like, you're thinking, this must be tech.
Yeah, for sure. So he's going to make that command center inside the main?
Yep.
Is that gonna be the play?
It should be. I think this is a clever move. I remember seeing interviews, I think, was it Queen was saying, I think Queen said that he doesn't find Flash hard to play against because when you play Flash, you know what he's going to do. He just is better than you. He just beats you. But he actually thought playing somebody like Firebat Hero was hard to play against simply because Firebat Hero will make moves like this where he'll hide a command center in his main and you don't know what the hell he's doing. Like, you see this and you think, oh, it's probably 2-port Wraith or something. But hello, it's actually going to be a normal command center.
Yeah, gaining an advantage with mind games is part of StarCraft, and I honestly enjoy that, but I understand that it can be annoying sometimes as well. That someone is pulling a mind game, you are reacting to something different else, and you're already behind the game, you know.
Yeah, it does make you have to improvise your build, like, because this is going to be a Sunken or a Hydrogen or something, because he's going to think that, hey, this must be some type of tech. He's got to respect that there is a Vulture potentially coming.
Nah, he's not doing it, Nyoken. He's not believing.
He doesn't believe it. He knows that, hey, dude, I know that you're Rush, and you just don't do anything other than bio. So he's not respecting it. Okay, there's the Sunken finally.
It's a pretty late Sunken, by the way. If there was actually a Vulture to come, he will be in trouble.
Yeah, I think he's also relying on the fact that he has high ground where he can delay it a little bit longer. But you're right, if this was something like Polyvoid, for sure he would be playing with fire. You can see that the Overlord constantly pokes in to check to see if there's a command center, but just now the command center is going to be landed.
Yeah, 2 barracks is the choice here for Rush, so we're going to be seeing some timing with 2 medics.
Well, You know, a lot of times when you make this move as Terran, you're hoping that Zerg will overreact. I actually don't think... I was going to say I don't think Zerg overreacted really at all, but now that we see all these Lings, this could be a game-ending move.
How many Zerglings does Nyoken? Like 14?
I think it's even more. I think it's upwards of maybe 20. He needs to get to his... Okay. Those Marines are way too far forward, and you cannot... Oh, what? He actually did surround.
The medics! The medics!
The medics pop out at a great time. They can heal each other and buy time. And medics...
No, the medics are dead!
Yeah, they're dead, but it bought him time. He spent so much time trying to kill those 2 medics. Now he only has 5 Lings.
There's going to be a muta transition. He's still losing SCVs in the National.
He is... Yeah, but he's got stem now. So just like the game we just saw a moment ago, we've got a Ling attack, I would say, did a decent amount of damage, but not the damage he was looking for. Okay, we've got more Lings, and he does scan and see that the mutas are coming. There's no turrets just yet.
Yeah, there are more Zerglings, and he need to make medics again, so that means less Marines.
Yeah, that is true. I don't think he really lost many Marines, though, so his Marine count is still pretty good. This time around, because of how the game is unfolded with his, you know, fake tech opener in the floated command center.
Oh, the medic again. The medic is going to die. Never mind.
Medic gets in. Okay, there's not as many turrets this time. So he hasn't overbuilt turrets just yet, but Lings are in the main now. Comboed with mutas can deal a lot of damage. There's not that many mutas. He's trying to be, again, enough isolated eBay. Maybe not. Maybe.
Yeah, but this time there are turrets like covering it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's in danger.
I don't think it's
Is it?
I don't think so. I think he's good. Okay, the Lings are all going to die. One of the mutas falls. That's a big loss for Soulkey. And again, Soulkey has no econ.
Yeah, he's committing very hard this time with mutas and Zerglings non-stop.
Wow, I'm surprised that this is 4 racks again. This feels like actually just a repeat of the Apocalypse game.
You know what? Actually, that bunker is exposed. If he actually combines like mutas and Zerglings, he can take that super easy.
Yeah, you can see that he's constantly scanning to see if Soulkey is droning up, which he is, by the way. Mutas are going to run into the main. I don't know about this. You're moving out when turrets are not done. Clutch repair right there, but that's going to die, and we're going to get into another weird situation where the Marine count is decent, but this is Zerg on high ground with Sunkens.
I mean, there is only one Sunken right now, so if he actually is Team Rush, maybe he can do damage.
Well, okay, this is getting really weird because, yeah, there's only one done, and he scanned and he saw there's only one done. He also obviously knows where the mutas are. Don't tell me that this ends like this. Drones are pulled off. Sunken is going to complete. Okay, I don't think there's enough Marines. Yeah, there's not, and that means that Rush's attack is going to be denied. Rush is not mining in his main. The mutas are going to turn around and shut down this base again. The factory's done, but again, how do you support 4 racks plus build turrets plus build starport? I think that Soulkey's done it.
Yeah, it's a lot of mutas to deal with. He doesn't have the Marines. He doesn't have the medics.
I think this was just a big misread from Rush here. If this was any other map, you know, where you don't have to deal with high ground Sunkens, maybe it's a little different, but he misjudged it, and he's going to lose everything in his main.
Yeah, man. This is good micro here by Soulkey. He's not really committing, not losing too many mutas. Look at this. That's probably game.
It's got to be game. It has to be. Zerg's on 2 bases. There's no answer to the mutas. The turret's going to die. Zerg should have +1 weapon, right? I'm sure. He's going to jump on these turrets. That's a GG scan coming out. Well, okay. Well, 3 mutas just died right there, but Lings run in to combo. And there it is.
Wow. Well, we decided the series are tied faster than what I thought, to be honest. The classic 2 hash muta is doing wonders for Soulkey right now.
Yeah, it's These are some weird games because that hold at his natural with the Marines, I feel like that was pretty much a perfect hold. Yes, Lings got in and killed 2 medics, but other than that, the Lings really didn't do much damage. He also got his turrets up at his natural, he got his turrets up in his main and his barracks. I thought, like, okay, he's got everything set up. He's got range and stem. Like, this is just going to be a hold. And now we're going to transition into a low econ Zerg versus a Terran that has 4 barracks. But he severely misplayed how strong his army was and how strong his turrets were going to hold his main base, because those turrets just died instantly.
I think one of the issues is that on this map, you can take so many expansions that you're actually going to scan for a tier base for the Ser, and you're probably not going to find it.
Yeah. There's what, like 15 bases on this map? I mean, it's crazy how many bases
So
you
you
can
don't
get.
really know exactly if the opponent is like going like all in or he's spending.
Yeah, that is true. But after seeing the first 20 lings and scanning the natural and seeing there's no drones, I mean, what else? What else do you need to see, right? Like, I feel like he knew that it was an all in. But regardless, we're 2-2, and we'll be back in a few minutes. And we are back, and what started off as a 2-0 lead for Rush all of a sudden has been tied up 2-2. And these games are not going as I was expecting them to, as I was expecting big-time macro, big-time multitask. But we're not even really getting to that point in the game because the games are just ending so quickly.
I remember a series of Soulkey against Best. That in the interview, Soulkey said like, I played the first game against Best and it was macro wise, and play like so Best played that so good and so perfect without mistakes that I just like feel like I could not really take him with macro games, so I like mix up a lot of aggressive builds, and that's how he took the series.
Well, I guess that's maybe what his mindset is right here, because we've seen just all in after all in after all in from him, and he's now evened up the score 2-2. So if it works, why switch it up? We're now going into La Campanella. I think Rush, well, it's obviously important for both sides, but if Rush loses this one, it's going to be such a big mental boom for him being up 2-0, then all of a sudden down 3-2. We'll see which player will win here and take the series lead. Okay, in the bottom left, we have Rush. And in the top right, we've got Soulkey.
Yeah, Nyoken. I was thinking how crazy it would be to go one hatchery lurker rush.
That sounds like a strategy I would mention, right? My 1998, 1999 builds. Have you even seen that? Is that a possible build we could see on La Campanella?
No, I never seen that on La Campanella, but I have seen it before.
Well, I would love it, but I don't know if La Campanella is the map. Imagine you have like this free third base and you're thinking, you know what I need to do? I need to go one hatch lurker. That'd be so crazy. But we do finally have what Russia is well known for, which is the 8 racks.
Is it Airax? Yeah.
Yep, 8 racks. And this is gonna be the depot.
So because it's cross spawns here, I would say like probably like not so scary. On top of that, like the barrack is not really in the mid or anything like that. So yeah, but Soulkey actually going 11 hatchery.
Yeah, and also having played this map a few times, I notice sometimes my units just get stuck on those minerals in the middle of the map. So that will delay the Mierin a little bit, I'm sure, also. So already, Soulkey's got a really good opener here, and this is going to be hard for Rush to make work. Is that a third SCV coming out for Rush? Okay, it's to build the depot.
Yeah, Soulkey is making more drones after the spawning pool. 12 drones. Probably going to make gas now.
No gas. Maybe he suspects that it's going to be an 8 racks, because we've seen a lot of players go for 2 hatch or 2.5 hatch.
Soulkey is too good, Nyoken. Oh, he was about to send a drone to the semi-island.
Yeah, he wanted to take that quick third base, but now he's going to have to try and engage in the center of the map, and he has pulled 6 drones to try and defend this. He knows he already held it. He's going to hop that drone, I'm sure. Oh, look at that. Just a run-by shot. I don't think this can complete.
Where are the Zerlings?
There they are.
Here we are.
And that means that this push, if he body blocked with the drones, he may be able to get all of them. Okay, that was really good. You know, maximizing a losing situation. He gets 2 drones. He is going to lose all of them. Okay, now that's not good to rally a 4th Marine across the map and lose that also.
Yeah, but at the same time, Command Center already started. Soulkey is doing a eco build here with an extra expansion in the semi-island.
Yeah. Okay, he takes down another SCV. So overall, I would say that was okay trade for both sides. We've got low econ in the main, only 3 drones there. A lot of drones at the natural, and no 3rd hatch for Soulkey. He ended up transitioning this into a 2-base lair.
Yeah, that's CB getting all the information. You know what? Is like Rush happy in this position?
I think he's okay in this position. I don't know if he's happy because he still lost a lot of Marines, didn't really kill any Lings, and he lost a couple SCVs, but definitely playable position. He's going into a 2 racks follow-up. SCV, he wanted to get through and confirm whether there's a 3rd hatch or not, but not able to get in.
Already Soulkey changed his plan, not going to take that semi-island. Oh, he's doing it now, okay.
But now we may finally get to see the big macro game that I've been waiting for. This 3rd base, basically going to be unbreakable for a very long time.
Yeah, Rush trying to be aggressive here. But he need to be careful because Soulkey has been making so many serlings that...
Yeah, if you're moving out like this with no stim, no medic, no anything, versus the guy that's just building 20 Lings in the past 2 or 3 games, you could be playing with fire. We don't see any more Lings being built just yet, though. But of course, Rush doesn't know that, so he is going to be playing cautiously.
Yeah, Soulkey making sunken. He's going to need more sunkens. This is 2 Barracks Academy, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, the medic should be popping out, and we should see a move out in just a moment. And the Spire, despite going for the fast 2-base lair, seems slower than I was expecting relative to Rush's build, because here comes the move out.
Yeah, but now you can remember he had like to bring drones to make the defense, and the timings were delayed. He was doing 11 hatchery as well.
Well, we've got the Fire Bat holding the fort. Marine is going to deal with those Lings from behind the depots, and Russia's not going to get any damage done. He does at least force some Sunkens, which is nice, but not going to be able to actually kill anything.
4 barracks is the play here for Rush. You know what? This is one of the games that I will probably prefer to go like fast tech instead of like going for barracks.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. You can rush out that tank, you can get the Valkyrie out quick if you want, and with the tank you can, or with the Valkyrie or Vessel, you can get sight onto that gas, that 3rd gas, and shut that down. But not going to be the case. He's really liking this 4 racks play for whatever reason. Actually, that may be a 5th racks. No, actually, those are going to be turrets along with those barracks.
Yeah, gonna start factory soon as well. But yeah, it seems like Soulkey already took the tier base and is pretty much safe for now, until there is like drops or stuff like, or maybe siege tanks to deny the gas. It should be fine.
Well, that's a lot of Sunkens to be built, and this makes me think that this could, or well, I thought initially it could be Ultraless, but there's no Evolution Chamber anywhere. I hope we get a look at the 3rd base building, because we don't know what that is. That could be Queen's Nest, could be Evolution Chamber, could be Hydra Den. Queen's Nest, okay.
Yeah.
What do you think this is? Because there's no Evolution Chamber, so it's not Ultras. This
Guardians, Nyoken, I say Guardians.
yeah, Guardian Hydra.
That could be really interesting. He already did the build against JYJ on Retro, and this map is like better for that as well.
Yeah, this is going to be hard to deal with Guardians hitting your natural from the back like that. Oh my gosh, he finds an opening. Gets into the gypsy spot right there, knocks down a few SCVs and just runs away.
Mm. Yeah, but Rush is probably going to scan this as well. So I don't really know if how effective Guardians can be.
Yep, and I wonder if he'll go Valkyries or if he'll go Vessels. We have the factory floating towards the left side like it's going to put an add-on on. We may actually see a tank timing, but I don't think a tank can come out fast enough versus this particular play.
You know what? Soulkey is losing a few mutas there, almost for free. I see Evolution Chamber and Hydra then. Okay. It's very fast. It's a very fast hive. I asked myself if it is because like the lair was a bit delayed that he already like starting that hive, because it's like 9 minutes after all Nyoken.
Yeah. We had another scan go off. Sees that there are 4 Sunkens there. Not that many Mutalisks. He must suspect something's up. That's a lot of bio. Wow. Really nice turnaround shot to kill that medic. Okay, that is a ton of bio. And if Soulkey doesn't figure out what this is, he's going to be in trouble. Like, okay, those are 6 Marines that I really need to pick off. This is a huge army, though. I don't know if 4 Sunkens plus Mutas have to be able to stop this, right?
It is going to be so close. I think he needs more.
It could be true. This is a lot of bio, and they have +1. He's going to go for it. Wow, he is just stimming in. The Marines are shredding down the first 2 Sunkens. The 3rd Sunken, maybe? I think there's
Lurkers are about to finish.
Yeah, I think there's too many Mutas, too many Sunkens, and Lurkers finish. And he's going to hold, and it's actually not Guardians, because it is going to be a Defiler follow-up. And there was no add-on onto the factory. It was actually double starport.
Yeah. It's But at the same time, when you spend like this, it's actually so difficult to take a 4 expansion that you're almost like forced to go like a Hydra build with Darker Defiler.
Well, we'll see if he actually goes for that, because he's putting out a lot of macro hatches. I don't see any Hydras being built right now. Just Lings, Lurkers, and Defilers. I did not see any drop ships for Rush just yet. So no potential for a 3rd base bust anytime soon.
Like Rush want to take his tier as well.
Yeah, we'll see how fast he takes it, because Rush is well known to go into 6 or 7 racks, or at least he was in the past. But it does seem like he's going to be taking that 3rd base in just a moment. Cute positioning of the Lurker to make sure that that gas cannot be picked off.
Can you even irradiate that?
It doesn't seem like it. That looks like an impossible place to click.
I didn't know that. That's a nice trick.
Well, we actually have a stable game for the first time in this series. We've got the first 2 vessels looking to get some irradiates off, but Overlords are in nice positions to prevent the Lurkers from getting taken out. Make it a couple of...
He has a good amount of gas. He's chilling right now with gas. Can do so much, like upgrades, plays.
Double evolution chamber. Triple macro hatch. So Soulkey does have 3 bases, 3 gas, a lot of macro hatch. But how does he get another base is the question.
Yeah, I feel like he will need to eventually like just rely on Hydras to try to snipe vessels and we play try to take that 4 base, or maybe just like go straight. Like, do you remember that game of Arjun against who it was? It was on the campaign as well. The Arjun actually went to straight attack the Terran with Hydra Lurker Defiler.
Yeah, it was. I think it was Light, wasn't it? Or somebody like that. But yeah, we could see that. Well, now the vessel count is starting to get a little out of hand. We're at 4, soon to be 6. Defiler coming out. Okay, we're gonna have some tanks actually being built. You actually don't see tanks that often these days. More players are just relying on pure bio play with vessels. But we may actually be able to see some tanks.
Yeah. If actually a Soulkey connects like a good play, that would be great for him.
Yeah, he definitely needs to get a good plague off. He needs to plague these vessels, for sure. He's got so many mutas left over. Getting off a juicy plague and then comboing it with the muta, he could, you know, knock down several all at once. For now, he's not been able to connect these Scourge really at all. Oh, Mierin kills that drone trying to take a fourth base.
It's the problem with vessels, man. They just irradiate everything. They're using a spell to kill very expensive units.
Yeah, I've heard that vessels are not that. Man, he's dealing a lot of damage and really struggling to get this fourth base, but he finally gets down the hatchery. But if we look at the army of Zerg, it's not that strong. Okay, we've got a second factory done for Rush, so this could be heavy tanks.
He's taking a 4 expansion as well. And I don't think Soulkey is making drops, so it's probably a safe one.
Yeah, that's a juicy plague right there. But Zerg is going to trade, losing, you know, 3 lurkers for just a couple of Marines. Well, we're starting to get into the point in the game where Zerg starts exploding in terms of econ and units. Fourth base is about to come up. All the macro hatches are kicking in. Supplies are decently close, 165 to 131. This muta play on the left side was actually really nice. He actually forces a cancel.
Yeah, I totally forgot about the mutas. So good use by the mutas there. But he's like so far from the Terran base. And I don't know, like, look at these drops now. Like Soulkey, I don't feel like he's prepared to hold drops.
Yeah.
If he's like that far from his main.
Yeah, it went unscouted also. You can see multiple scans going off. He may actually just drop the fourth base. There's only 5 wings there. He's trying to draw attention away with this move in the middle of the map, and he did, and we've got a drop on the fourth base. Oh, that dropship didn't unload. Only 1 Marine unloaded. Wait, what? That was it? He only had 8 Marines and medics in there?
Maybe it was one dropship empty?
Seems that way, or one of them didn't unload, but Rush is going to try and take this moment of opportunity to move on to the third base and knock down that gas. Did he overextend, though? He sieges and instantly unsieges and will run for his life, but the vessels do get off some key hits there. Knocks down one of the defilers, knocks down a couple of lurkers, too.
Yeah, like, I feel like Rush's position is really solid. He's getting so much value from the vessels. But he still didn't make the 4 expansion. So that is something to consider.
Yeah, he has a command center at his third base ready to float to bottom middle, but he hasn't floated it over there yet. 2 vessels get knocked down. That's a nice pick off. The tanks are not going to get picked off, so Rush has done a really good job to keep those key tanks still alive. Not sure if you can actually range the third base from that position. Yeah, there's no way, right? Well, from here you can.
Yeah, but this army is still being annoying, and that is not the only army from Rush. So that means that now the center is open, and Soulkey is like super focused now on dealing with the bottom army. Look at this, there is a huge army coming now to Soulkey for base.
Yep, and that was a good plague though. He's gonna knock down some of the Marines and medic. Lurker gets burrowed under the Dark Swarm. He doesn't see that Lurker. The Lurker is dealing a lot of damage. Now he takes it down. Clutch Dark Swarm is gonna save the day at top middle. That tank is not gonna die yet. We do have Rush with a sizable supply lead right now, about 50.
Yeah, the army is so plagued, it's going to die quick.
Yeah, that's gonna die quickly. We see like a big blob of stuff at mid-right for Soulkey. Are those units, or is that a hatchery, or what is that? It looks like there's a lot of hiders and lurkers just hanging around right there. 3-2 kicking in for Terran. So Terran's power is really strong right now relative to Zerg. He's still unable to actually breach this third extractor though. Bermuda shut down bottom middle again.
Yeah. Yeah, so Rush is not making too much progress, but look at the drop is actually in the main.
Yeah, this is the type of multitask we were expecting to see from Rush. The drop in the main while also sieging the third base, while also taking the bottom right natural. Lurker sets up, he knocks down an evolution chamber. If that was +3 armor, that could be a huge pick off for him.
He could do the tear gas as well from the Soulkey expansion.
Yep.
So
Soulkey is in trouble. That means he basically has no gas income, because look at that, he killed the drones in the main on the gas. The natural gas should be close to being mined out. 1 gas Zerg versus a Terran that's on 4 bases.
and he's doing a good job with the minimal, but like Rush advantage is so insane.
Yep, and these mutas get cleared up also, so that means that Rush is going to be put on 5 bases on just a second. Soulkey's supply has really shot down to just 110 versus basically a maxed out army from Terran. Zerg's army comp just doesn't even look that strong either. It's like 3 lurkers, 1 defiler, and a couple wings.
Yeah, there is an eco deficit right now for Soulkey. Like he can even like afford that many units. And man, the vessels they've been like irradiating so hard this game.
Yeah.
So much value.
Yeah, Rush
Like Soulkey was never ever able to clean the vessel cloud.
Yeah, oh my gosh, those fire bats I thought for sure were just going to be dead. And he has survived the whole time. He's just stimming into the 4th base. The army's going to get cleaned up in the center, but Terran's doubling the supply now.
I don't know why people say there are no heroes in StarCraft. Like, look at that fire bat.
Yeah, there's so many of them too. And Soulkey is in big time trouble. He's really going to have to pull a rabbit out of a hat here. Firebat's starting to be mixed in, which means that he is no longer safe just sitting under Dark Swarm.
From this position, like Rush taking the almost the whole bottom. I don't know what Soulkey's options are. Like his gas in the main is going to be depleted very soon.
Look at that split, dude. He only got hit by a very tiny portion of that plague.
Like, do you see the bio dying, and that is cool and all? But the real problem here is the vessels. They're still like, irradiating and killing all the important units.
Yeah, the vessels have gotten, I don't know how many lurker kills this game. It feels like infinite, and this 4th base has been breached, and if this 4th base dies, that probably goes, probably the hope of Soulkey is going to go along with it. We've got the first Ultralisk out, which is going to help a little bit, but I imagine he's just going to get irradiated in a second.
That attack going to the bottom got intercepted.
Yep, these ultras are going to bleed off for not much value at all. Now those lurkers, well that's a cute move. He's going to try and just counterattack with a single Ultralisk and a couple of lurkers. Doesn't seem like he's actually going to get any damage done though.
No, he's killing the bio, but that unit is going to die eventually to the irradiate, so not much progress there either. This expansion is going to die again.
Yep, he desperately needs a Dark Swarm. There it is, but there are those vessels that have just ruined Soulkey's day all this entire game. Ultralisks are all going to die. Lurker's going to die. This base actually... Okay, I thought it got breached, but I guess it was not breached, actually. Soulkey's still trying to stabilize, but these just random 1 or 2 firebats that are at top right shut down this base again.
Extremely difficult to stabilize from this position, Nyoken. He's like investing in ultras, and he doesn't have the resources to make that.
Yeah, he just doesn't have any money. Look at it. It's 58 mils, 66 mils. We're going to see at any moment now. The final lurker dies, and there it is, GG. And that means we've got Rush on match point.
Yeah. Then solid game by Rush. Very solid, actually. I can't really like think about any mistakes from him in this game.
Yeah, it was well done, and this was the type of game that you were expecting to see in the series. You know, just the attacks everywhere, the irradiates everywhere, defilers, lurkers, lings. But other than the mutas, Soulkey had no map presence after the muta play. Like he ever get past the center of the map? It just didn't feel like it.
No, because when he was trying to do that, then Rush decides to drop.
Yeah,
So like that was like a he was put on hold
yeah,
for that attempt, and then like Rush just maneuvered so well that he got like tanks and everything to the semi island in the right side. So
yep.
I'm not even sure like what went so wrong here for Soulkey. Maybe the drop in the main.
I think this was the game changing move because Soulkey was out in the center of the map. He wanted to act like he could smack down this army, but if he goes to the center of the map, he's going to lose all of his key buildings here. And actually, +3 armor was canceled, which is a massive upgrade for Zerg, so that was a big loss. But yeah, this was a very key strategic move from Rush here. The drop was just ridiculous.
Yeah, and that tier base from Soulkey, the semi island, is so exposed. It's actually very, very exposed. Like he lose all the eco, lose the hatchery.
Yeah, and you can even range the hatchery from that position too. So not just losing the gas, but also losing the base was a massive pickoff, and that means Rush is one game away from winning the series, and we'll be going into a break and then be back with potentially the final game, which is going to be Dark Origin. And we are back with potentially the last game of the day. Russia's one game away, up 3-2 in the series, and we're going into, was it It wasn't retro. Was it retro?
That origin, right?
Dark Origin. I knew it wasn't retro because I remember retro being the last map, but I couldn't remember exactly what the sixth map was. And actually, Zergis had a lot of success on Dark Origin this season.
Um, yeah, and the last season as well, Nyoken. So far, it's been like a map that is very, very good for Zerg, I guess.
Yeah, for whatever reason, these two-player maps have been good for Zerg and Vader too, even though Rush won that game. But we've seen players like Effort take down JYJ, if I remember correctly, on this map.
Yeah. Was that the game with the two starpers?
I can't remember what the opener was. I just remember JYJ moving out with the big Marine tank push, and then the getting killed on the bridges.
Yeah. I feel like the opening was two starpers. That's why like Effort was doing Hydra
Yeah,
Lurker.
yeah, that makes sense. But we're ready, and it is going to be game 6 of our series. Let's get into it. Rush, 1 game away. Okay, in the top left position, it is Rush. And in the bottom right, our Zerg player, it is Soulkey.
By the way, many foreigners in the in the crowd. It feels good to see that many foreigners, man, watching Brewer in Korea. I feel like that was not really like so common before, right?
No, I remember seeing like 1 or 2, but you're right, there was like 10 that we saw today. I don't know what the reasoning is, I don't know if they're on holiday or what why exactly they're there, but it is nice to see. And actually, you know what, Eonzerg? Jae-yoon was saying that he's actually going to be in Korea in the next couple weeks.
He's going for the final?
Yeah, he was trying to get tickets for the final. He wants to see Effort versus Soulkey in the finals, Or no, he's now a Protoss player. He wants to see Mini versus somebody in the finals.
Okay.
Well, we do have a wall off from Rush at the natural. Meanwhile, this was 9 pool? Oh, this is 14cc maybe?
No.
Uh-oh.
No, it can be 14cc. With only 11 SCVs? Oh my god, it's 14cc!
Well, Eonzerg, we're going to be going to game 7.
Wow, Rush.
Out of... I don't know, man. 14cc with a wall is a little bit different when you spawn bottom right, because at least the Marines pop out at the right side. But here, they pop out on the wrong side. This is definitely not ideal, to say the least.
I mean, if Rush lose the series because of this game, Nyoken, he's going to be so sad.
I think he was probably expecting, like, well, you're not going to think that I'm going to 14cc twice in a row on 2-player maps, but that's exactly what he did.
Oh my god, man. This is heartbreaking, man.
Yeah, and this is... Man. If the Rax is in your main, at least you can try and hold your ramp, but you can't even hold your ramp now. Like, you've got to pull. Oh, look at the reaction from Rush. He sees it. He knows that this is over.
That has to be it. You don't bring in, like, workers, right? Like, he's doing it? Okay.
He's going to try.
He's trying hard.
It is the, semifinals of a massive tournament. You got to try and hold, even if you know you can't hold it. And see, this is the problem. Like, if there's a Rax in the main, maybe you can hold and buy time and the Rax will complete, but when it's that far forward, you have to save the Rax, otherwise you're dead. And that means that we will be going into Game 7. And we are going to get
into the Game 7, Nyoken.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I didn't expect the game to be like that. To be honest, I was like figuring out in my head, is this guy going to do this time or that? And then it's like 14 CC against 9 pool. that can be real.
That's just how it goes sometimes. You play with fire with the 14cc, and you can just be be made to look like a fool real easily. And now it is going to be retro as our final map. If we think about all the games that Soulkey has won, he has won with aggressive openers every single game, whether it's the 2-hatch all-ins or the 9-pool. And I feel like if I was Rush here, you gotta expect that there could be potentially another 9-pool in Game 7.
Yeah, but if you're a Rush, you can also expect that he's not going to do that again and could make the same build.
Yeah, anything could happen here.
By the way, do you think they are going to show the replay?
Are you asking me that because you're a Zerg player and you just want to see the Terran player get abused by 6 lings versus 14cc?
No, man. It was. I asking for a friend.
It's like, what more do you want, Eonzerg? The guy didn't even complete his barracks. Did we need to see it? Well, looks like we're not going into a break. We're just going to go straight into Game 7. And this is for all the marbles. This is very important for both players. Obviously, this is going to put Rush into the finals for the 3rd time in a row, or it could send Soulkey into the finals for the 1st time ever, I think.
This could actually be so important because like Rush already lose 2 finals. So there is potential to lose a tier 1.
Oh yeah, you don't want to. If you make it to the finals again, you definitely don't want to lose this time, because now you're starting to get into, Yellow's level of getting 2nd place. So for sure,
they don't call it like the con.
Yeah, the concourse. So this is it, guys. Game 7. This is what we wanted. We're gonna get retro as our final map. Okay, in the top right, we have Rush. And in the bottom left, our Zerg, it is Soulkey.
It's cross spawns this time. It give me memories from Ample against Queen. That Ample actually went... was it? No, it was 4 barracks. And Queen went like these 3 hatcheries before there, but with a mid expansion. Like mid-right expansion in that case, but in this case, if Soulkey wanna do it, it's probably going to be mid-left. And that's a good build for this map, to be honest, so I don't know, maybe we're going to see something like that.
Well, hopefully we do get to see something different this time.
Oh, it's a 9-pool.
It's a 9-pool. And this time, I don't think Rush is going to get punished with a 14cc, because out of all positions to go 14cc, he got the dream one at top right where you can completely wall off the natural.
Yeah, I think he's going to play this safe.
Yeah, I think
He's
so.
probably going to bring his A game to this last set.
Okay. Oh, he's 14cc'ing! It's over, Eonzerg!
Are you serious?
I can't believe it! Rush! At least wall off if you're gonna 14cc this position. You got the best position for it!
He's really gamble it. Oh man. Well, I actually say that.
Wait, what?
He's making the CC in the main. The Soulkey is gonna see that. He's even scouting mid. Never mind. Actually, he changed direction.
Well, at least, I guess, we're getting into the situation that I said last game. If the Rax is in the main, maybe you can at least hold the ramp. SCVs are strong, but this is still going to be a really rough situation for Rush. He at least has cross position, so he'll have a little bit of time, but oh no. And with this being a late scout, he's not gonna see this. There's gonna be no chance for him to hold the ramp.
This is gonna be it, man. I mean, at least like he actually killed these 6 Zerlings without losing any SCV, or at least like losing 2 or 3 SCVs, and Soulkey doesn't make
Oh.
more Zerlings.
Oh, okay, what's he doing? He's not pulling at all? Dude.
And he made a bunker in
Now-
time? No.
He pulled, but now the lings are in. Okay, actually the Rax was done. Oh, he caught a ling. He caught a ling. Can he kill the ling? Okay, well this is already wild. This is kind of similar to game 1 where we have so many SCVs pulled off the mineral line. But this has been really good management from Rush so far. Okay, he's lost 2 SCVs. 2 lings at the top side are being annoying.
This is so far a really good defense.
Yeah.
He's doing way better than what I expected. He's losing a lot of mining time here, but I feel like the game is going to stabilize.
Yeah, and with double command center, he'll be able to replenish the SCVs quite quickly. Actually, he held this really well. I can't believe he held it as well as he did, especially since he gave up the ramp. So again, this can be basically not necessarily a repeat of game 1, but a very similar position to game 1.
Let's say that was a lot of mining time lose for Rush.
Yeah. He's going to lose another SCV here. So he's lost something like 4 SCVs. That's a lot of damage. This time around, Soulkey did not continue to build links. Of course, Rush doesn't know that. So you can see that he
Look at the
has...
Spire in Nyoken. He's already
I know.
That is Spire time in Nyoken.
That's a crazy fast fire. But we already saw Rush hold off a similar type of build in game 1. He is desperate to get the SCV across the map, but he can't get anywhere because the SCV or the links are just on that SCV instantly. Another one dies. Speed is kicked in, so he has no idea where even Zerg is right now.
Oh, he didn't scout. That is true. He doesn't know.
Yeah, he has no idea. And just now starting his gas, Zerg Spire is like halfway done, so Academy is way late. We've got Mass Lings. This could just be a Mutiling combo to try and kill the bunker.
Why Soulkey is making that many Zerlings, man?
Yeah,
I don't think that he can do damage.
Yeah, I don't know why he went for this again, because we've seen this play out on Apocalypse. The bunker held strong, but he really just wants to end it. Maybe not right here, but wants the Mutas pop out.
What? Oh, okay. They're making Engineering Bay and Academy at the same time.
He's trying to bait those Marines out, but not going to fall for it. Well, Rush, because he has no intel, he has no idea what the Spire timing is. His eBay's not done, but he needs to build turrets right now. But will he have the game sense to build turrets right now is the question. And
So the thing is, it could be lurkers as well.
Yeah, it could be lurkers
he
as
doesn't
well.
know what is the main. He can scan it.
Yeah, if it was lurkers, the game's over. This at least is, not just instantly over.
Yeah. He's actually lucky with the gamble, I guess. Lucky with the gamble.
Oh, and the Muta... Yeah, it's not that many Mutas. Well, when Rush sees that there weren't that many Mutas, he should be confident that there was either a lot of Lings or Soulkey took a third base. And just based on how the games have been going today, with Soulkey winning the aggressive games, I think Rush can be pretty confident that there's a lot of Lings hidden out on the map.
That mineral line is exposed.
Yeah, it's exposed. He needs to get that turret up ASAP. Oh, Soulkey's gonna try and jump. Yep, he's gonna jump on that bunker. Stim completed. The bunker has stim. So it all comes down to this. Can Rush hold it? The Marines held really well there. Soulkey, obviously not out of it just yet, but he was really relying on that dealing game-ending damage. He has 6 Mutas. A couple of them are heavily damaged. He has no drones really at his natural. At least he has 2 mining minerals this time.
Making drones. He's making drones. But yeah, he didn't get the damage. Waste so many Zerlings.
Yep, and this time the turrets are placed pretty much perfectly. He's got coverage at all the key areas. He did not overbuild barracks this time, so he's not struggling for money, and he's learned his lesson. He is just going to sit in his base and tech up like you were saying earlier.
You know what? He doesn't have that many turrets.
Yeah, not that many turrets up at the top side, so he may have actually found an opening, but another Muta fell.
The medics, these medics, they don't have too much energy either.
Yeah, he's really been prioritizing as many Marines as he possibly can. Soulkey sees that there's not a lot of energy, so he's going to try and pop a few Marines, and he popped one, or two of them actually.
So there are multiple places he needs to take care of. The National, the Barracks, and the main. I mean, the National is probably safe with that many turrets.
Yeah, I think the main is safe. And this time, because he has less racks, he can focus more on building turrets and not, you know, being out of money. Like, he'll actually be able to support these 2 racks plus starport. Again, I think there's an add-on onto the factory, so this time we may see Valkyrie play once more. I think that's the armory at the natural going down.
Yeah, the thing is that with 2 barracks, he doesn't really have that many Marines.
Yeah, that is true, so he's got to be careful to not lose them. But Soulkey doesn't know that it's only 2 racks. I don't think. I think he may suspect it's more.
Yeah, maybe.
Regardless.
Yeah, but he's not attacking either, so he probably knows that when a Terran is staying like this without attacking, he's like fast taking.
Yeah. We got a couple more medics out for Rush. That means that his Marines are considerably stronger now. That eBay has not been taken down. The Mutas are just being annoying here, picking off an SCB every now and then. But the first tank, I think, was out. The starport is done. We could be having the Valkyries coming out pretty soon. Oh no, it's actually going to be Vessel.
Yeah, Vessel, tank, timing, and Soulkey is making lurkers as well, going to Hive. He has a tier base. But I feel like with these positions, he will probably need to make like many lurkers to try to hold this army, even like without the filer.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough hold, especially once 3 tanks get on onto the field. The Mutas have done a good job to keep the Marines at bay and also pick off any straggler units every now and then. Trying to find the angle there to get a couple more Marines, but not able to get it just yet.
There are not that many turrets in the main, so if Rush actually tries to go out, Soulkey can backstab so fast with mutants.
Yeah, that is true. I think once the Vessel comes out, Soulkey needs to be careful about that move, because one Irradiate could ruin your day. 3 lurkers out in the field, and we already saw what these lurkers could do on Apocalypse. Hold position lurkers can be devastating. Is he gonna go for it? No way. Did he see it?
Oh, I think he hears that, right? Oh my god, he didn't know. But there is Vessel anyway.
Wow, I can't believe those tanks actually hit those lurkers. I thought they were too far, but now we've got Terran moving out, and this is a strong army.
Yeah, if Soulkey could snipe that Vessel.
Oh, this is so annoying. Just constantly repositioning over and over.
Oh?
Damn, he's getting a lot of Marines with these mutas. Really good job. Siege, unsiege, siege, unsiege. There's the Irradiate that we were looking for. That was a pretty good split. He saves the majority of the Mutas. And those lurkers got off a lot of kills. Greater Spire again.
That probably saved enough time for Soulkey to have the fire ready, like a swarm ready and consume.
Well, this is a lot of stuff for Zerg. You've got to be careful when you're moving out like Terran, like this as Terran, because yes, you realize that Zerg is scrambling to get defilers, but they can also build a ton of lurkers like this, and you could lose your whole army.
There are more lurkers than Marines.
I know, there's so many lurkers. Oh, but the Terran does have 1/1 upgrade. Oh my gosh, goodbye Marines. And Terran's going to lose his entire tank ball, entire Marine medic ball, and he lost his Vessel too.
This attack was cleaned so perfectly. Now Rush is going to get contained. The Defiler is coming. I don't really see how Rush can hold this huge attack.
Yeah, I don't see it either. Those 3 tanks, he needed them to push the Zerg back, or at least leave them at his natural so that they can potentially try and snipe a Defiler, but that's not going to happen anymore. He's got no tanks. He's got 1 vessel. We've got Guardians also, and how are you going to ever deal with this? Combo Dark Swarm plus Guardians plus Lurkers?
Oh my god, the storm is coming. A swarm for the victory, man. A swarm for the victory. Waters are coming. All the units are coming. We are missing Infested Terran. Oh my god, I can't believe my eyes.
Yeah, the Infested Terran. When he sees the crabs, he's going to know that's it. He has no way to kill this army. There it is. GG.
GG.
And that was
Come on.
That was super well done from Soulkey. Very risky play from Rush in the final 2 games, back-to-back 14 CCs. He transitioned well out of it in the last game, but just a little bit too much damage, I guess.
That was a beautiful game. I mean, how it started that we actually thought, oh, this will be a quick win for Soulkey, to the point that he actually made so many Zerlings committed to try to kill Rush and that fails, and to like make the defense with the Lurkers like that. I mean, just beautiful. Probably not the best games we expected from these two, but I mean, congratulations to Soulkey, man. He deserves to be in the final.
Yeah, he definitely deserved it. As you stated, these were not the types of games that I was expecting to see, but we did get to see a couple of them that were quite epic, like La Campanella. Polypoid was, an epic comeback, and of course this one was a great killing move from Soulkey there, saying, hey man, I know Defilers are important, but I don't have to just build a Defiler. I can build 20 Lurkers and just kill your whole army.
Oh my god, there's so many Lurkers, like... It's so funny because like there was a moment with 4 Lurkers that Rush was trying to advance, but he probably like predicted Soulkey would just like unborrow the Lurkers and retreat, but Soulkey didn't do that. So he committed with the Marines and lose like a good chunk of the Marine bio army.
Yeah, the repositioning of the Lurkers was so good. When you play somebody like that does that over and over as Terran, it's annoying, which is why I was actually kind of surprised that he sieged the tanks. If you leave them unsieged, at least you can continue to push. But yeah, this is what, 12 Lurkers versus what was initially 12 Marines, and there's just no chance that you're going to be able to bust this.
Yeah, look at these Lurkers, man. They did so much damage, cleaned the whole army. Like I honestly, I thought it would be like harder to deal with this army.
Yeah.
He made that things easy.
Yeah, the Marines were slightly out of sync with the rest of them. Honestly, I don't think it would have mattered because of how much stuff there was. But that's pretty much the dream scenario that you're waiting for. Just absolutely obliterate the army and then have a Defiler on rally. I don't think it could get any better for Zerg.
By the way, when do you see like Swarm Lurkers and Wardens in your national, you know you're in trouble.
Oh yeah. There's no hope. There's no amount of fire bats that will save you.
You're just not prepared for that, man. Just clash timing here.
Yep, and once it gets to this point, unless you've got, like I said, if he had tanks, he probably still loses, but at least maybe he could try and snipe the Defiler, right? But, yeah, there's just no hope once it gets to this point. And that means that Soulkey, his first finals of ASL, so that's going to be quite epic.
Yeah, and it could be against Mini or Effort.
Mini or Effort, man, that would be exciting to see either one. We could have Effort in the finals for the first time in like 10 seasons. We could have Mini trying to make a second win of the ASL.
3 times. He's been in the ASL final 3 times, no? Or it's going to be 3 times. Or how many times he's been in the finals?
I think he's been there 2 or 3 times, but only won once, right?
Yeah, he won 1, but he lost like, I think he lost 2 finals, no?
I can't remember exactly. I know I just looked it up last week, but I don't remember. But, wow. Soulkey, he was your pick this season, right? Soulkey, Effort, and Soma, those were your 3 picks to go really far. Oh, no, you also picked Bisu, so... well, still, regardless, I know you're a big fan of Soulkey, so...
Yeah. Is Soulkey being emotional right now?
I don't know. He just looks like he just seems normal to me.
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, his eyes are like teary now. Like I see a, I see tears, Nyoken. These tears of happiness is so good.
Well, I like I said, I think this is his first ASL finals. If we think back to just in general, what tournaments has he made it to the finals in? KSL, right? Other than that, I can't think of any. So it's been what 6 years or something. So it's been a long time since he's actually made it this far.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think he won any tournament apart from this one. But he probably won some show match against Flash or something like that. I remember something like that, like him winning like a special show match. Wasn't that on from OGN or something like that?
Mm, it might have been. I can't remember exactly. Trying to see Soulkey's results right now, but of course the ASL link that I picked, ASL 11, it's the one season he's not in, so I have to go find another one. But this sets us up for potentially a ZVZ finals or a Zerg versus Protoss finals. Um, what are your thoughts of Soulkey facing off versus both of those players? Do you think he's got what it takes to take down Mini? Do you think his ZVZ is up to par versus effort?
Um, Man, that is a good question. I feel like these two, F4 and Soulkey, they are probably not the best CBC players, so it can make really the games like very unpredictable. Um, to some extent, like I feel like Soulkey sometimes he likes to play more careful with his CBC and like mass many units, and I can see like that being a good match for F4 as well. Like maybe we can get like multiple hive tech games from these two if that was the case.
Okay, well, that would be exciting. When I hear you talking about building a lot of units, it makes me think of the Zerg versus Zerg in the past, where the player that goes Spore is just trying barely to hold on, trying to prevent the Lings running into the main and comboing with the mutas, and that can be a very hard style to beat. But what about Sulky style for ZVP? How does he match up versus somebody like Mini?
By the way, before I forget this,
Oh,
and you can let me
yeah,
tell you this. You know, like the podcast spiral, right?
yeah,
The team that has bring the most players, I believe, is Wuhin, like
yeah,
Light, Queen, and now Soulkey.
uh-huh.
Like no other Kespa team bring that many players to the finals.
Is that true?
I mean, you tell me, Nyoken, like for being the ASL final, CJ.
Yeah.
I mean, Rush is being the ASL final as well, and Snow. Okay, maybe actually
Well,
it's like tied with CJ.
yeah, well, mine's also on Woongjin, and he was also in the finals just last
No,
season.
no, mine was in We Made.
Oh, yeah, what am I thinking? Yeah, he was in We Made. I don't know, I'm crazy, man. So, we're looking at, what is this? I think it's been 5 seasons since Zerg has been the champion. We saw it in season 11. Zarva took it. And then we see the 7 Zergs that have ended up making the finals, which is Effort, Shine, Hero. Did he make the finals? Then it says Queen, Soma, and Larva. So now this will be the seventh Zerg making it there. So props to Soulkey there. And it says, I think it's the first time he's made it to the finals in 14 seasons. So that's very impressive and long past due.
Yeah. Actually, if you consider Soma from CJ, then like CJ is probably the team that brings the most players to ASL finals.
Was he a practice partner on CJ? Actually, I don't know anything about Soma other than now he's amazing.
I believe he was a practice partner from CJ. Yeah.
Okay. So that makes sense why he had so much access to pros and was able to boost his skill so quickly. This is going to be our semifinal tomorrow, though. we've got Mini versus Effort. Effort has been playing very well this season. I think pretty much no one except Eonzerg would have expected the Effort to go as far as he's done. He's done amazingly well, but now he's trying to get past the final boss of Protoss, Mini, who is amazing PvZ. And look at this map order. We've got Invader to start us off, 2-player, Retro, Apocalypse, Polyploid Tempest, La Campanella, and then Dark Origin as the last map.
Only I'm going to say about these semifinals is that we're going to have such an insane series and crazy games and strategies and multitasking all over the place. These guys are maniacs. These guys are multitasking crazy. The micro is insane from both sides. The mind games from Mini are going to be really strong, but from effort as well. I mean, it's going to be like very interesting series.
Yeah, if we can get into an epic split map scenario, oh yeah, the the multitask is going to be absolutely crazy. 500 APM from both players. Mini really knows how to abuse or try to abuse the multitask, but Effort can keep pace with the macro for sure. Like I remember, as I've stated before, the Effort versus Flash game on Circuit Breakers. If you haven't seen it, I know there's millions of them, but there's only one, and Eonzerg knows exactly which one I'm talking about. Absolutely crazy. We had Best actually watching from the observer point of view, and he even as an observer couldn't keep up with all the multitasks that Effort was doing. It was absolutely ballistic. But actually, we just quickly got done with the cast, so we'll be seeing you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm looking forward to see Mini versus Effort face off, and finally figuring out what our finals is going to be of ASL Season 16.
See you guys.